just going to their live stream right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Mark. Sound guy was just hoping you could do a line check with that.
Okay, lake check 1-2. Yeah, I'm seeing us. Level looks good to us. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from starting here in ring number 2, the Martin Deer Line ring number 2. We are excited to showcase the Main Anjou show this morning, starting at 9 o'clock. And our officials are just a couple seconds away from getting us our first class. If you're following along in your show program or looking for a show program, they are in the show office. You can follow along as we start out with our main influence show before we get into our purebred division. So in just a few moments time, folks, we'll get started here in ring number 2, Martin Deer Line ring here at Farmfair International. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here in ring number 2, we are excited to kick off Farmfair International 2023 with our Main Anjou show. Class number 1 is our main influence heifer calf class. We shall have If you're following along in your show program, you can scratch entry 816. Please scratch 816. So to our judge, Colton Hamilton, we welcome him today, representing the infamous Belvin Angus herd from Belvin. We'll talk a little bit more about Colton in the coming classes, but to start this off, there are 4 entries in our main influence heifer calf class. Class number 2 in the main influence should be in the marshalling area. There'll be a single entry in our next class. Please be waiting in the marshalling area.
Sometimes it's all the truth I can stand. I just follow the way the wind blows my plan.
Belvin Angus is a family-owned and operated ranch. Gavin and Mabel have been involved in the Angus breed for over 40 years. Their son, Colton, has a degree in economics and has been on the farm ever since graduation. Colton and his sister Quinn have also been full-time operators in Belvin Angus, and it's a family affair over at the ranch. Gavin, Mabel, Colton, Quinn, Brendan, and daughter Ivy. If you follow along on their social media, Belvin Angus has a number of annual sales, and you'll want to check that out. The hospitality is second to none, folks. But probably most importantly, on this 8th day of November, we wish our judge, Colton Hamilton, a very happy birthday.
Each spring they always return.
Assisting Colton in the ring, we thank Garrett McPherson, and we'd also like to thank our volunteer marshals, Brian Zimmer and Todd Zwecker.
Tears after it all. And I am tied to your tracks, love. I wish that I am your
And maybe the most important announcement is we want to thank our partner of choice and our official photographer. Thank you so much to Show Champions for their dedication and professional service to quality livestock photography. Maureen will be in the ring, as you will see her often throughout Farmfair. So thank you to the outstanding and talented team of the infamous Show Champions. Thank you, Maureen and team. I'm sure that we will see Alan and the rest of the folks here this week.
And we're just moments away from rolling into show ring number 1 here in Hall B in the Martin Deerline show ring for the All Other Breed show of Farmfair International 2023. Grab your seat, folks. Multiple breeds competing in our AOB show as we kick off day 1 of Farmfair International.
Check, check, 1, 2.
And now on this first class of main influences, we'll have comments from Judge Colton Hamilton.
Thank you, Tracy. Good morning, and first of all, I'd just like to thank the main Andrew breeders for asking me out here to judge through these cattle here today. Definitely a show I've been looking forward to. I think a really nice start to the show here with these 4 heifer calves here in this first split. 2 really exceptional individuals at the top of the class. The heifer we're going to lead off with, I think we analyze her from the profile. She's extremely striking. Up through her front end, she's balanced, made female. I think where she comes ahead of this second place heifer, she just got a little bit more shape down through her lower third, just a little bit more base to her when you get her traveling. Just a really complete heifer calf here to start off this class. The heifer in second, really like the softness that she has. She'd be a softer made heifer than the heifer that's in first. A bigger hipped heifer, just not quite as strong up through her forerib, and like I said, just doesn't quite have the shape down through her lower third, but still an exceptional heifer here in second place. The 2 heifers that are coming in third and fourth, heifer in third, I think types up very closely to the heifer in second. I think she's a really deep-sided heifer. She's got, again, a lot of softness to her. She's got some shape to her, just not quite as much power into her when you get in behind her over her top. Heifer is going to round out the class again, just come in. She's a younger heifer in this class, not quite as much stoutness or shape to her as the heifer at the top of the heifers at the top of the class, but still 4 really nice calves here to start off this portion of the show.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So your champion main influence heifer calf is the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company with entry 817. That's Miss Rasilvia 4L. Your reserve heifer calf champion from Carpathian Land and Livestock of St. Paul with Carp's Lady Linda 321L. That was entry 815. Third in class, entry 814 from Golden Rose Livestock with CMC Chaos 20L. And fourth in class, entry 813, also from Golden Rose Livestock. That will be CMC Karma 22L. Next in our class will be our single entry main influence yearling heifer, but I believe, Robin, ring number 1, you've got your first class.
Yes, we do, Tracy, and Martin Deerline Show ring number 1 for our judge Rolly Bateman from out Saskatchewan way. Certainly no stranger to showing cattle here at Farmfair International, as well as showing cattle across Canada. Rolly is evaluating our AOB show, and first into the ring is our class of Brony yearling heifers. There is a change from your show program, as the final 2 listed in this class have birth dates of April 17th and April 2nd. So entry number 4 has a birth date of April 17th. Entry number 6 has a birth date of April 2nd. So they come into the ring first. And Judge Bateman, your class is complete. We are certainly proud of our many sponsors for Farmfair International, and those would include the Made in Alberta Food Processors Association. Make your local experience extraordinary. Made in Alberta is all about celebrating the homegrown. When you choose Made in Alberta products, you're supporting your friends, neighbors, and the local spirit. The label is a stamp of authenticity, signifying top-notch quality and their strong connection to our land. It's a chance to savor the unique flavors and craftsmanship of Alberta. Discover Made in Alberta and learn more about this program at www.madeinalberta.ca. Your choice today can shape the future of Alberta's farming heritage. Many thanks to the Alberta Food Processors Association and Made in Alberta.
And with that, we'll have comments on our single entry class. Class number 2, our main influence yearling heifer from Judge Colton Hamilton.
Well, yeah, really nice single entry heifer here. Just an April-born bred heifer. I think heifer really appreciate for her femininity. She's really nice up through her front end. She's really angular. She's got some shape to her when you get in behind her there. Just a nice heifer here, really coming into her own there as a younger bred heifer and a strong single entry here in the main show.
Thank you, Colton. So your class winner and our yearling division champion from Wasquay Creek Ranch, the Gundersons, with entry 818. That is 6S Kiwi 1510K. She will be returning for our Grand and Reserve champion main influence female. And our next class into the ring should also be a single entry cow-calf pair, our main influence, class number 4, mature cow. So just if you're planning as a main breeder, we are not going to take a break until the end of the main influence bull calves. We'll take a picture break to take our females and our bulls over to the show champion shot box. That's when we will do the official photos for the main influence female and bull.
Mike Tess. Good morning. Pleasure to be back here at Northlands. This is all of the breed show. We're going to start off with this powerful brown Swiss heifer. Got lots of Springer rib. Now these heifers are young March and April, so in calf. The heifer just in the lead. You'd like to change her on the walk. She just doesn't handle those back legs as well as I like. Last minute switch, she gives up. The heifer in second is giving up that rib, spring rib in that flank to move, stay ahead of the other big heifer. We get down to our heifers down the road, the heifer in third and fourth, equally nice heifers. Heifers you would like to just change that rubber structure, put them up on their feet just a bit more, and probably lacking some Springer rib. I like my females to have that deep, deep open ribness at that rear third. You look at these heifers, they get tight back here in the flank, and compared to our heifers winning the class. Nice set of heifers, guys. Very nice.
And thank you very much, Judge Bateman. Over in ring number 1, first place honors goes to entry number 1, Swiss Tradition Coconut from Tin Forest Farms, Marishamber of Wetaskiwin, Alberta. And in second place, Swiss Tradition Candy from Shaley Junk of Ardrossan. Over in ring number 1, though, we're ready with comments from Judge Colton Hamilton on his single entry cow-calf class.
One mature cow here, I think a 7-year-old cow we appreciate for the body that she has in the mass. I think for her age, a cow, nice level udder to her, just a February heifer calf. I think it's really fancy made heifer calf. Just a pair that complements each other well. Really solid 7-year-old pair here in this mature cow class.
Thank you, Colton. So your champion main influence mature cow is the entry from Dunright Stock and Stables, the Roxburghs at Bentley, with entry 819. That is DRSS Miss Annie 155D. So Doug and Katie will likely stay ringside as we invite our main influence heifer calf champion and reserve and our yearling to join our entry 819 to declare the champion and reserve champion main influence female. At this time, I would like to thank the Maine Anjou show sponsors. A big thank you to the Alberta Maine Anjou Association and the Canadian Maine Anjou Association, who invest in so many Maine Anjou events throughout the year. Thank you to the Alberta and Canadian Maine Anjou Association. So to introduce our division champions, we are excited to have our main influence heifer calf champion from Rasilvia Cattle Company, the Pashulkas of Derwent, with entry 817. Miss Rasilvia 4L is your main influence heifer calf champion, and following tightly in behind is the entry from Carpathian Land and Livestock, the Uremcos of St. Paul, with entry 815, and Carp's Lady Linda 321L. From the yearling division, our champion, entry 818, that's 6S Kiwi 1510K from Wasqueak Creek Ranch, the Gundersons of Holden. And your champion, mature cow main influence, entry from Dunright Stock and Stables, Roxburghs of Bentley, Alberta, with entry 819, that's DRSS Miss Annie 155D. Ladies and gentlemen, our judge Colton Hamilton will take a few minutes to deliberate, and then we'll bring comments on this main influence championship drive.
And again, folks, in Martin Deerline ring number 1, where our all other breeds or AOB show is taking place, full placings on our class of Bronve yearling heifers. If you're marking a show program, entry number 1 placed first. That is our top yearling Bronve female, or our junior champion Bronve female. And entry number 3 placed second in as our reserve champion. Both of those bred by Ian and Verena Peterson, but the first owned by Tin Forest Farm of Wetaskiwin, Alberta, and our second from Shaley Junk of Ardrossan, Alberta. Entry number 2 places 4th, entry number 5 places 6th, entry number 4 in your show program is 5th, and entry number 6 places 5. In our ring now is our yearling Galloway class for Judge Rolly Bateman to evaluate and determine who will be representing the Galloway yearlings in our Grand Champion Female Drive.
And over in Martin Deerline, ring number 2, we're ready for comments on our championship class from Judge Colton Hamilton.
I think nice representation here on the main influence females here. I think group of females, they've got some femininity to them and some angularity. There's some stoutness and some shape here. A nice group. Congratulations to these exhibitors here for the first portion of the show. I'll just go out and pick champion and reserve.
Congratulations to our heifer calf. She's our main influence champion, followed quite tightly behind. Our 2 calves will be our champion and reserve. Congratulations to Rasilvia Cattle Company with Miss Rasilvia 4L and Carp's Lady Linda 321L from Carpathian Land and Livestock. They will be your champion and reserve main influence female. Our next class is rolling right in. We will not take a picture break till after our main bull calf class. So our next class should have 2 entries in the class number 6, main influence bull calves. Again, congratulations to the Yaremkos and the Pashulkas. We'd also like to take a minute to thank the contributions from main breeders, Tirana Farms, Wise Main Anjou, Rasilvia Cattle Company, Brienne Farms, Carpathian Land and Livestock, Blue Sky Mains, Maple Lane Stock Farms, Pick 6 Mains, Deagle Cattle Company, Central Maine Cattle, Shuckburg Cattle, and Mel's Mains. Thank you to those breeders for contributing to the show. It's an excellent opportunity for breed promotion, and we thank you for your investment.
And we're ready with comments in ring number 2 from Judge Rolly Bateman. Folks, Judge Bateman.
We're going to grandstand this really good belty heifer. The program does not serve those heifers till they're 2s. It's common in the old country. You just love the power, the thickness, the natural substance. Comes up with that beautiful wedge front end. You could change their hair color and she'd fit any program. It's a tremendously good belty heifer. Second place is this good black heifer. These heifers are both bred, so it makes it a little more difficult in evaluation. But heifers that are trim and they're tidy and they still have some rib in them, not carrying a lot of added flesh, so they're going to go home and lay down, have a calf, make you some money. The heifer in second over third, just nicer through that pelvis. She has a better walk in her. And then we get down into my problem heifer, this other belty. Just gives up that rump structure. You need to open her up and set that thurl down so she will have a little more cabin room, but a really nice set. Galloway heifer.
And thank you very much, Judge Bateman. First place in our junior champion of the Galloway breed is entry number 9, PWF Karma 4K for Ayla Kendall Price of Pearly-Watt Farm, Tomahawk, Alberta. This is our first place Galloway yearling heifer, and will be advancing to our grand champion female drive as our junior champion. And in second place, so will Brian Robertson with his Galloway from Robertson West Livestock, Tri-Arcala 16K. If you're marking a show program on class number 2 in our AOB show, the yearling Galloway heifer, entry number 7 places 4th, entry number 8 places 2nd and is our reserve junior champion. Entry number 9 is 1st and our junior champion, and entry number 10 places 3rd. Next up for our judge as well as for our audience is our yearling heifers blonde Aquitaine division in Martin Deerline, ring number 1.
If you're watching online, here in ring number 2, this is class number 6, our main influence bull calf class. To our judge, Colton Hamilton, we have 2 entries in this class, 2 entries in class number 6.
Among our sponsors at Farmfair International is the Alberta Beef Producers. Cattle producers, please remember your wristbands for tonight's social hour with Alberta Beef Producers at 7 p.m. ringside in Hall B. Many thanks to Alberta Beef Producers. Remember the Alberta Beef Producers social hour tonight right here in Hall B at ringside.
And with that, we'll have comments on our class number 6 main influence bull calves from Judge Colton Hamilton.
2 really strong calves here in this bull calf class. I think a really exceptional calf we're going to lead off with here. I think this calf, you analyze him from a profile, he's really balanced made. He's masculine, he's nice up through his skull, get behind, he's got a lot of shape to him. He's real stout down in his height through his stifle. Just a bull, really hard to find a fault in this calf. A really complete calf, a really impressive individual. The calf in second, I think, matches him up very well. He's a calf, a lot of hip to him. He's got some shape over his top. Just a little bit coarser up through his front end. Just doesn't quite lay in as nice through his shoulders, the first place calf. Not quite as much down through his stifle or lower third, but still 2 really strong individuals here. Excellent calf here to lead off this bull calf class.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So our champion main influence bull is entry 821, Mr. Rasilvia 1L from Rasilvia Cattle Company of Derwent. And your reserve champion main influence bull, entry 820, Carps Louis Vuitton 710L from Carpathian Land and Livestock of St. Paul. We're going to take a brief break, folks, for all of our champions to head on over to the show champion shop box. But Rob and Deer One, you've got some comments ready.
We do, from Judge Rolly Bateman, comments on our yearling blonde Aquitaine class.
We're going to start this class with powerful kind of a female. Here's a female that shows you muscle, she shows you wedge, she shows you springer rib, and she can get out and beautiful, clean hock in her. She just overpowers the heifer in second. Now both these heifers are served to the bull, so you see a great difference in what rib structure does to cattle. Just love that first place heifers. Mark.
And many thanks, Judge Bateman. Our junior champion blonde Aquitaine female is entry number 11 in your show program, Little Creek Coconut 15K. From Little Creek Farms, the Camelchuck family of Collinton, Alberta. We'll be seeing her again in our Grand Champion female drive, and she'll be joined by our reserve junior champion female from the blonde Aquitaine breed, entry number 12. Once again from the Camelchucks of Collinton, this is Little Creek Kaylani 31K. We move now into our cow-calf classes. We have a couple of 2-year-old classes and then a few mature cow classes. Among our sponsors at Farmfair International are Bow Valley Genetics. Bow Valley Genetics is a reproductive center that offers IVF, conventional flushes, and owners use semen collection at their 2 locations in Brooks, Alberta, or Regina, Saskatchewan. Many thanks to longtime Farmfair sponsor, Bow Valley Genetics. We also want to acknowledge Edmonton's Best Hotels. Edmonton's Best Hotels welcomes all Farmfair contestants and attendees. Edmonton's Best Hotels, rewards with every booking. And we are here in Martin Deerline Show Ring in Hall B. Martin Deerline is your local John Deere dealer with 10 locations across Alberta. Visit them in-store or online at martindeerline.com. Martin Deerline, the official tractor supplier of Farmfair International. In ring number 1, if you're marking your show program, is our class number 8, our 2-year-old cow from the Galloway breed. And Raleigh's ready to comment on his single entry Galloway class. Folks, Judge Bateman.
It's too bad we didn't have a few more of these to give this heifer some competition. And you gotta like the volume of this Galloway female. Nice, tight snug udder. Heifer again, that exemplifies what Galloways are all about. Wedgie through the front end, ensures you got milk production, rib to put some grass through and make some beef, and the product she's got on the ground. Wonderful pair of 2-year-old.
And so first place in our champion Galloway 2-year-old is Big Deal Gypsy White 13J. This is our first place for Russell Horvey of Delburn, Alberta, and Big Deal Galloways. We'll be seeing this cow-calf pair again, the cow with her bull calf at side, in our Grand Champion AOB class. BMO Commercial Bank offers comprehensive services and industry expertise to meet unique needs. Farmfair International thanks BMO Commercial Bank for their sponsorship of Farmfair International. And in Martin Deerline show ring number 1, here is our single entry, class number 9. These are our blonde Aquitaine 2-year-olds, or this is our blonde Aquitaine 2-year-old. We will be seeing her again in our senior champion drive, but first off, she's parading in front of Judge Raleigh Bateman. Raleigh is an outstanding stockman from kind of all across Western Canada. He's been an Alberta boy, now he's a Saskatchewan man. He has raised some of the very best beef cattle you'll find and has been focused a little bit more in recent years on top quality sheep. But when it comes to the meat breeds or the meat species, he certainly knows what he's talking about. And he'll make comments on his single entry blonde Aquitaine 2-year-old class. Folks, here's Judge Raleigh Bateman.
Thank you, sir. Here we have a really nice pair of blonde Aquitaine. Got the heifer calf on this young 2-year-old heifer calf that is better than her mother, and that's what the industry's all about. Calf can be producing you better than she. She's not exactly what you want. Female that's got ample size, got some muscle. You like to just change her up in that udder a little bit, but really nice to represent your breed.
And many thanks, Judge Bateman. First place honors is Clover Hill Cattle Company. Delaney Camelchuck of Collinton, Alberta with Little Creek Paforla 40J. Bred by folks David and Janet Camelchuck. This is Delaney Camelchuck's pair, and we'll be seeing her again in our senior championship drive. Next up will be our Bronve mature cow class. And this class will represent a senior championship as well, since first and second in this class will be advancing to our grand champion drive as the senior and reserve senior champion from Bronve. Of course, when we're here at Expo Center, we are in the heartbeat of Explore Edmonton. As Edmonton's destination management and marketing organization, Explore Edmonton drives visitation year-round and elevates the Edmonton experience. The organization is proud to produce its signature events, K-Days, Farmfair International, and the Edmonton Pro Rodeo, as well as stewarding urban agriculture within Edmonton Urban Farm. Learn more about how they help our city shine at exploreedmonton.com. And I'm sure people are all very, very excited to hear about the return of the Canadian Finals Rodeo in 2024. Many thanks, Explore Edmonton. And in Martin Deerline ring number 1, Judge Bateman, your class is complete. And we're ready with comments on our mature cow class of the Brony breed in our AOB show from Judge Rolly Bateman.
What a tremendous calf that this 8-year-old cow has got in front of her. Calf that explodes off muscle, that twist is full. He's smooth through his shoulder, beautiful set of thurl. Then you look at Mama. Mama's got everything a beef cow's all about. Brony cows with beautiful udders, small teats, not so small you can't find them. Clean up through her front end. Tremendous calf on his second pair. He just gives up the muscle and the carcass value of that lead-off bull calf. A young cow that just doesn't have the thickness that I look for in a female, but a nice pair of Brony female.
And many thanks, Judge Bateman. First place in this class goes to our 7-year-old cow, Swiss Tradition Deluxe. From Swiss Tradition Brony, that's Verena and Ian Peden of Leduc County. Entry number 16 is our first place, and our senior champion female of the Brony breed. We'll be seeing her again in the Grand Champion class. And we'll also see entry number 15, Swiss Tradition Yenti, placing second for the Pedens of Swiss Tradition, and also becoming our reserve senior champion female. Next up, our mature cow from the Galloway breed. And there's a class of 3 coming into the ring for that.
Over in ring number 2, we're delighted to kickstart our purebred division of the Main Anjou show. This is class number 10, our yearling purebred heifer. And of course, this also doubles as a division. We'll declare our champion, or junior and reserve junior champion female here in this class. Our judge, Colton Hamilton, will take a few moments to deliberate on these 2 entries in class number 10.
And in ring number 1, Judge Bateman, your class is complete. Another of our long-term sponsors of Farmfair International is Ram. The Ram 1500 is honored to receive J.D. Power's Best Large Light Duty Pickup for new vehicle quality in the United States. Visit your Alberta Ram dealers to drive away in an award winner today. And you do see the display right here in Hall B. Many thanks to Ram.
Well, thank you, Rob. And we're ready for comments in ring number 2 from Judge Colton Hamilton on his yearling heifer division.
I think a really strong pair of heifers here to start off on the purebred portion of the Main Anjou show. Really like this heifer that we're going to lead off with. I think really appreciate her just for the depth of rib that she has. She's really soft made. She a little more feminine, a little more angular up through her front end compared to the heifer that's second. Just a little bit more lower third to her, a little bit nicer in her flank. And I think a heifer that, if we're looking at udder quality, I think she's just going to lay down a little bit nicer of an udder than this heifer that's in second. Just a really complete heifer here to lead off this class. The heifer in second, tremendous amount of rib shape to her. She's big hip. She's a really bold-made female. There's a lot of performance and a lot of power in her. Like I say, just a little bit coarser up through her front end, and I think udder quality might not quite be as strong as the first place heifer, but a really strong pair of bred heifers here to start off the purebred portion of the show.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So your junior champion Main Anjou heifer from class number 10 goes to the entry from Carpathian Land and Livestock. They're Uremcos of St. Paul with Miss Ronsko JOR 60K. That's entry 823. And your reserve junior champion female, also exhibited by Carpathian Land and Livestock, is entry 824. That's Carp's Harley's Whiskey Craze, 248K. Of course, those two will advance to our championship female drive. Congratulations to the Carpathians for their champion and reserve. Our next class will be our mature cow class. This will be class number 15, 3 entries in this class here in ring number 2.
UFA Cooperatives Limited is back once again as a sponsor of Farmfair International. UFA is proud of its rural roots, and being a cooperative is more than just good business. That's why each year UFA invests back into the communities it serves. Thanks UFA for sponsoring Farmfair International, and in particular, this coming Saturday morning's Farmfair Junior Futurity.
Judge Hamilton, in this class is 15. We have 3 entries. Your class is complete.
Johnny went out one day with a shotgun by his side. His family they did trust him to keep him all alive. He stumbled upon a black bear who knocked down his gun.
Rig Hand Craft Distillery is a grain-to-glass distillery and is in the unique position of being the first craft distillery in the greater Edmonton area. Their family business makes vodka, rum, whiskey, gin, moonshine, and their award-winning coffee cream liqueur that is locally sourced, produced, and distributed. Their main grain supplier is Schneider Farms, a 4th-generation farm located 3 miles from the distillery. Their products are packaged in a distinctive trademark bottle that is a replica of the Leduc No. 1 drilling rig, paying tribute to our rich history of both agriculture and resource development in Alberta. Rig Hand Craft Distillery. It is Alberta in a bottle. In Martin Deerline ring number 1, we do want to thank Reed Rigney, a longtime exhibitor, I would say lifelong exhibitor at Farmfair International, who is our ringman for the AOB show. And of course, our official ribbon presenters, Wyatt, who is definitely the most enthusiastic ribbon presenter I think we'll have all week, being assisted by his little brother Fletcher, who's keeping him straight. Many thanks to Wyatt and Fletcher. And our Galloway mature cow class is placed. Judge Rolly Bateman, tell us all about it.
Well, we have pairs that exude in Galloway character. I love the heifer calf in this calf. She is the youngest cow in the class. She gives the heifer calf her strength. We get to this beautiful 9-year-old cow. You got to appreciate any cow that looks good at 9. Outer teeth, cleanness, still carries some volume. Let's talk about the first place heifer. When you get a cow that can outdo herself genetically, still look this good, she's tough to beat. Heifer calf that looks better than my nicer extension through that neck. Here's my problem calf. She's pretty, she's long-bodied, she's not an eye, as good as her mother. So we have genetics. Get into a genetic bull calf that's explosive in his muscle. A young 4-year-old cow that probably gives up the body width and thickness that I like to see. Beautiful young 5-year-old cow. So tremendous set of Galloway females in this mature cow class. Congratulations.
And many thanks to our judge. Congratulations to our first place in our Galloway mature cow class, entry number 17, Triple R Great Gatsby's Girl. From Pearly Watt Farm, that's Ayla Kendall Price of Tomahawk. We're going to be seeing her back in the ring for our Mature Galloway Championship, and she'll be joined by, in second place, Our Way Bangles 11B from Brian Robertson of Caroline, Alberta, and Robertson West Livestock. If you're marking your show program on our class number 11, the Galloway Mature Cows, entry number 17 is first place, entry number 18 is third, and entry number 19 places second.
Over in ring number 2, we're ready for comments from Judge Hamilton on Class 15, our mature pairs.
I think nice set of mature cows here. We're going from a 6 and 2 8-year-olds, so we've got some age in these cows, and I think considering that, we really have to appreciate them and how they've presented themselves here today. The first place pair, I think, comes to the top of the class quite handily. It's I feel the strongest cow and the strongest calf combined. The calf, he's the stoutest made of the 3 calves in the class. He's big hipped, he's got a lot of muscle to him, he's got some presence, he's nice up through his front end. And the cow, I think she's just the softest made cow of the 3 in the class. I think her quality is the strongest on this cow of the 3 in the class. I think for a cow her age, I just really appreciate just the youthfulness that she has to her, the body and the shape that she has. A really complete pair. Pair in second, a big high performing bull calf in this second place pair. He just doesn't quite have the muscle to him or the shape down through his lower third as the first place calf does. The cow just not quite as nice out through her hip, not quite as nice in the udder as the first place pair, but still a solid pair. Pair that comes in third, I think this bull calf, really appreciate. He's got a lot of length of body to him. He's again another high performing calf. This 8-year-old cow is doing a really good job. She's just not quite as attractive made of a cow, not quite as feminine as the 2 females that are going to precede her, but I think 3 really solid pairs here on the mature cow class with these aged cows.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So your senior champion female today in the main show goes to the entry from Pick 6 Cattle, the Retzlavs of Gull Lake, Saskatchewan, with entry 825 LSCC Sweetheart 121E. Your reserve senior champion female is entry 826 Rapid Creek Miss 543C, the entry from Maple Lane Stock Farm of Wetaskiwin. And third in class from Outlaw Livestock of Drayton Valley, that's 827 Wrench is third in class. Our next class in will be the first of 2 splits in our purebred heifer calves. Judge Hamilton, this will be the first of 2 splits. Your birth date range is mid-February to mid-March.
And in Martin Deerline, ring number 1, we do have our Blonde Aquitaine Mature Cow class in the ring. It is a single entry class. Judge Bateman, your class is complete. And I believe Judge Bateman is ready to comment on his single entry Blonde Aquitaine Mature Cow class. Folks, Judge Bateman.
Here's a nice young 3-year-old cow packing a first calf, an April calf. She's a May heifer. You gotta like this cow with her volume, beautiful rib structure. You'd like to just change her in that udder, just clean up that udder just a little bit. A bull calf that she is genetically put some of her value into it. He has a muscle pattern. He's got a rib that you like to have in a bull calf, and he's big and strong over the top. Really nice.
And many thanks to our judge. Our first place Blonde Aquitaine Mature Cow is none other than Little Creek Honey Moomo. This is from the Camel Chucks of Little Creek Farms at Collinton, Alberta. Entry number 20 is our first place Blonde Aquitaine Mature Cow. We're going to have entry number 14, our first place 2-year-old, come back into the ring, and we will roll with our Blonde Aquitaine class number 15, our senior championship right now. So re-entering the ring is Little Creek Paforla 40J from the Camel Chucks of Collinton Clover Hill Cattle Company on our first place 2-year-old, and of course our first place mature cow, Little Creek Honey Moomo. I think it's Moo. I think there's a cutoff there. Little Creek Farms from the Camel Chucks. This is our senior champion female of the Blonde Aquitaine, class number 15 in your show program, and we'll determine who represents Blonde Aquitaine in our grand champion AOB Drive.
This blonde Aquitaine breed needs to be looked at again as a usefulness in the beef industry in this country. Here you got a young cow packing a sweet heifer calf. Heifer calf, you can change the color, change the breed. She's gonna be just darn good. And with that, she will be your grand champion, blonde Aquitaine. Thank you. And reserve.
So in our Blonde Aquitaine Mature Championship, our 2-year-old entry number 14, Little Creek Paforla 40J from Delaney Camelchuck, the junior division of the Camelchuck family. Colinton, Alberta's Clover Hill Cattle Company is our senior champion female. Little Creek Paforla, entry number 20, is our reserve. So that's entries 14 as our senior champion Blonde Aquitaine female, entry number 20 as our reserve. Next will be our Galloway Senior Championship, where our top 2-year-old and our top 2 mature cows will come back in to determine who goes to the Grand Champion Drive. Explore Business is a new sponsor of Farmfair International this year. With a world of information, data, and connections to take advantage of, it's clear why modern farmers rely on high-speed internet. Explore Business keeps you connected. Many thanks, Explore Business. In Martin Deerline ring number 1, this is our Galloway champion female drive. We have our first place 2-year-old. This is entry number 13, Big Deal Gypsy White 13J from Russell Horvey and team of Delburn, Alberta, Big Deal Galloways. And our first place mature cow is entry number 17, Triple R Great Gatsby's Girl from Ayla Kendall Price of Pearly-Watt Farms at Tomahawk, Alberta. And our second place, Our Way Bangles 11B from Robertson West Livestock. That's Caroline, Alberta's Brian Robertson. Entries 13 and 17 and 19 for our Galloway Mature Championship.
And with that, we'll have comments on our first split of purebred heifer calves from Judge Colton Hamilton.
I think a really strong set of heifer calves here. This will be the most competitive class we've had in here today. I think these top 2 heifer calves, we've got a bit of a contrast here in type. I think we've got our first place heifer a little bit more moderate frame. She's a bit younger. The second place heifer, she's a heifer with more power. Definitely you do see a difference there, but I think just in terms of quality, they're the 2 heifers that match up the best. And just in in terms of putting everything together. This heifer calf that's in first place, you really just love this heifer calf when you analyze her from the side, just the depth of rib that she has. She's extremely nice through her front end. She's really soft made. She got a lot of shape to her. Just an extremely attractive package, a female that really catches your attention. Heifer that's in second place, I think longer spined heifer, like I said, a little bit bigger framed of a heifer. Heifer really balanced. She's really attractive again from the side. Just not quite as soft made as that heifer that's in first. Just not, maybe just like to see a little bit more shape to her compared to that first place heifer when you get in behind, just in terms of rib shape and just through her lower third. But I still think two really good heifers, two different heifers, but two really good heifers here to lead off this class. Heifer that's in third, I guess in terms of size, she's probably more similar to the first place heifer, just in terms of pure frame, but I think a heifer just doesn't quite have the overall mass through her as the top two heifers, just not quite as stout made, but still a heifer. I think she's put together well. A nice female here. The heifer that comes in fourth, heifer just a little coarser up to her front end, just like to lay her shoulder into her a little bit nicer. Still a heifer. Appreciate she is feminine up through her neck and through her shoulder, or through her neck and through her head, and has a lot of shape to her hip, just not quite as soft made, not as easy doing as those lead off heifers, and again just a little bit coarser made. Next heifer that we're going to come into here, heifer really appreciate, again, she's a stout made heifer. She's thick top, just like to fix her up a little bit on her back legs when she gets traveling, but still a heifer. I think you just appreciate she is a thick made heifer. Heifer that's going to round out the class, a heifer just not quite as attractive made as the heifers are going to be above her in the class. Just like to fix her up a little bit through her tail head, just to give her a little bit more stoutness and shape to place any higher here today, but still a really strong set of heifer calves here, an impressive class in the main Andrew show.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So moving off and advancing to our finals in our purebred heifer calf division is entry 828, Carp's Glamorous Lullaby 314L. And also advancing entry 321, Miss Rasilvia 105L. We'll run down with official placings in that class after we hear from comments in ring number 1.
And folks, Judge Bateman on his senior championship of the Galloway breed.
I think we should put our hands together. Congratulate these Galloway breeders for bringing out such a nice set of females. When you look and you evaluate each pair as they come through, you have a beautiful 2-year-old doing a nice job on a bull calf. We have a superb belted cow, the sweet heifer calf, and we have the reserve out of that Galloway group. Could win any show. But today, in reserve,
and congratulations goes to Ayla Kendall Price with Triple R, Great Gatsby's Girl. Entry number 17, our first place mature cow, is our senior champion female for the Galloways. Pearly Watt Farm of Tomahawk, Alberta has our senior champion female. The reserve Big Deal Galloways with Big Deal Gypsy White 13J. Russell Horvey of Delburn, Alberta. Big Deal Galloways with our reserve senior champion Galloway female. We move now, folks, into our heifer calves, where we have some good-sized classes coming in for the Bronvie, the Galloway, and the Blonde Aquitaine breeds. And once those are done, we'll be moving into Grand Champion female. Lots of activity in Martin Deerline ring number 1, our all other breed show.
Over in ring number 2, we will summarize our results from class number 17, our first split of purebred heifer calves. Third in class went to Carpathian Land and Livestock with entry 829, Carp's Glamorous Love Story 313L. In fourth place, Grace 30L was entry 822, exhibited by Central Maine Cattle. Fifth in class from Blue Sky Maines, entry 830. Miss Ronsko Lindsay, JOR 128L, and sixth in class, Maple Lane Limelight 503L, that was entry 832. Judge Hamilton, our second and final split has a birth date range of the 20th of January to the 9th of February. And you have 5 entries in this class. This was your final class in the purebred heifer calf division.
visit allianceseed.com to find the story of one of their great cereal seed varieties and how they fit your operation. Alliance Seed, proud sponsor of Farmfair International 2023. Thank you to Be Clean Northern Alberta, the official sponsor of the Honey Show. Head on over to their display here at Farmfair International and take a look at the Honey Show and offer your thanks and congratulations to Be Clean Northern Alberta, the official sponsor of the Honey Show.
Over in the Martin Deerline Ring, of course, these shows don't happen with the generous volunteerism of folks that make the back end work well. So we want to thank our ringmen, Garrett McPherson, as well as our marshals, Brian Zimmer and Todd Zwicker. And of course, there's no bigger champion of the Maine Anjou breed than Miss Josie Pushulka. So we want to thank all of our volunteers who have supported the main show here at Farmfair International.
Another of our longtime sponsors is Alta Genetics, proudly servicing the livestock industry for over 55 years, providing semen collection, storage, distribution, and semen sales to their global clients. At Alta, we create value, build trust, and deliver results. Many thanks to Alta Genetics, longtime sponsor of Farmfair International. A refreshing taste that's easy to enjoy, Bud Light is a proud partner of Farmfair International. Many thanks, Bud Light. Country Junction Feeds, proudly serving Western Canadian farmers for the past 60 years. We're very proud of our sponsorship from Country Junction Feeds. And in Martin Deerline Ring number 1, we have our full complement of the 8 Brony heifer calves. If you're marking a show program, entry number 21 actually comes in third from the end because the birth date is transposed. That birth date is April 10th, not October 4th. Otherwise, it would be a pretty tiny little calf. But other than that, our class is complete. And Judge Rolly Bateman, you can get to it on your largest class of the day so far, 8 Brony heifer calves.
And we're ready for comments from Judge Colton Hamilton on his second and final class of purebred heifer calves here in the main show.
I think another solid set of heifer calves here. We've got a heifer calf that comes to the top of this class quite nicely. Heifer calf just when you analyze her, she's got a lot of length of body to her. She's really feminine up through her front end. She's got an ample amount of hip to her and some shape. She's soft made, just a most complete heifer in the class. Like her when she gets out in tracks, just a really, really solid, really complete female. The heifer that comes in second, I think, in terms of her femininity up through her front end, I think she matches up well with this first place heifer. She's not as stout made, just like to see a little bit more flank in her, like to see a little bit more strength up over through her top in their forerib, but still I think a heifer that types up well. I think a really attractive made heifer, a really nice female to come in second. Heifer that we have in third, I think in terms of volume and depth of rib, she's the heifer that matches up the best with the first place heifer. She's just not quite as nice in the back leg as the second place heifer. She's just not quite as tidy made of a female in through her navel there, not quite as feminine, but still a heifer, fighting the halter a little bit today, not enjoying herself too much. But I think a heifer we do appreciate just for the depth of rib and the body that she has. Heifer that we have next, a heifer, I think, again, just like to see a little bit more lower third, a little bit more depth of rib to her to compete with the heifers that are going to be at the top of the class. Again, maybe I'd just like to fix her up again on her back wheels when you get her traveling, but I think a heifer, again, she's long-bodied, she's got some hip to her, a nice female. The heifer's going to round out the class, just gets overpowered a little bit here in this class, just in terms of stoutness. She just doesn't have that lower third to her, and just doesn't quite have as much middle and mass, but still a really nice set of heifer calves here in this second split of the main Andrew show.
Thank you so much, Judge Hamilton. So advancing to our division final is the entry 837, Miss Rasilvia 20L from Rasilvia Cattle Company. And also advancing to our finals, second in class is Carp's Glamorous Last Kiss 317L. That's entry 835 from Carpathian Land and Livestock. Third in class from Blue Sky Mains, that's entry 833, Miss Ronsko JOR 74L. In fourth place, Miss Ronsko Lola JOR 139L, that's entry 834 from Blue Sky Mains. And fifth in class, that's Maple Lane Stock Farm with entry 836, Maple Lane Lexus 402L. So we would ask our top two heifers to come back from our first split. We'll reintroduce them to you. Our first place in our first split, the entry from Carpathian Land and Livestock, entry 828. That is Carp's Glamorous Lullaby 314L. And second in that first split is the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company 831 with Miss Rasilvia 105L. And from our second class, we'll reintroduce you to the class winner, Miss Rasilvia 20L, entry 837 from Rasilvia Cattle Company. And second in class, Carpathian Land and Livestock with entry 835, Carp's Glamorous Last Kiss 317L. Judge Colton Hamilton will take a few minutes to deliberate and declare his champion and reserve champion purebred heifer calf. We would ask that all of our division winners be ready in the marshalling area because our next class will declare the grand and reserve grand champion main Anjou female here at Farmfair International.
In the recognition of Canadian beef cattle genetics internationally and genetic improvement initiatives are at the core of the mandate of Canadian Beef Breeds Council. They collaborate with organizations and government agencies in key markets to promote the attributes of our Canadian beef cattle genetics, production methods, and regulatory systems. Many thanks to Canadian Beef Breeds Council, or CBBC, for supporting Farmfair International and all our seed stock producers contained herein.
We'll now have comments on our heifer calf division from Judge Colton Hamilton.
I think we've got four really solid individuals out here in this championship division class. Like we had mentioned in the first class, you get a little bit different type in terms of just size, but I think in terms of quality, we've got four heifers that really fit together really well. There's a lot of good about each one of these. I'll just go out and pick my two favorites for the heifer calf champion.
Congratulations to our class winner from the first split. That's going to be the entry from Carpathian Land and Livestock with Carp's Glamorous Lullaby 314L. She will be your purebred heifer calf champion. Followed by, in the same class, Miss Rosilvia 105L. Entry 831 will be your reserve. Congratulations to our main breeders on their championship division wins. Our next class up will be Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Female. Now we just have a moment. We see that there's a school class that has joined us. Raise your hand if you have seen cattle before. Raise your hand if this is the first time you've ever seen cows. Raise your hand if today is so far your favorite day this week. Awesome. Thanks for coming, guys.
Need a better way to manage used baler twine? Recycle it for free with Clean Farms. Find out how at albertaagplastics.ca. That's albertaagplastics.ca.
So in order to assist our ringman, Brian Zimmer, and Todd Zwicker, please have your animals in the marshalling area so we can get rolling with our champion class.
And with a last-minute switcheroo, we have our final placings on our Brony heifer calf class. These are the calves born in 2023. We're going to hear all about it from Judge Rolly Bateman.
Here's a tremendous set of beef heifers. I don't care what breed you want to call them. These are Brony. But beef men, you need to take a look at powerful calves. They got performance. They still look like girls. They have strength through that front end. When you look at that depth and width of that chest floor compared to other breeds, nobody would mistake femininity for weakness. Last minute switch, just on the handling of the legs. That front heifer has a nicer flex to that hock. But tremendous bodies on these. We get into these younger, smaller calves. You well represent your breed. You all deserve to be here. Third place heifer calf. A calf again. Cleaner through her hock. Wider through her thurl. Heifers that get down the line, we tend to get wedgy. Not enough depth to that front end, but a tremendous set of heifer calves. Well done.
And thanks to our judge in Martin Deerline Ring number 1, our AOB show, our heifer calf champion for the Brony breed is Swiss Tradition Queenie the April 1st heifer from Verena and Ian Peden of Leduc County, Alberta, and Swiss Tradition Bronvy. They also have our reserve heifer calf champion placing second in class, and both advancing to our grand champion drive, Swiss Tradition Leah, the March 23rd heifer. If you're marking your show program on that big class of 8 head of Bronvy heifer calves, entry number 21 places 8th, entry 22 is 6th, entry 23 is 4th, entry number 24 places 5th, entry 25 stands 5th in class, entry 26 is 7th, entry number 27 is our class winner and our Bronvy heifer calf champion, and entry number 28 places 2nd and is our reserve Bronvy heifer calf champion. Next up will be a class of 6 Galloway heifer calves, ranging in age from April 11th at the youngest to January 8th at the oldest. That's in ring number 1, our AOB show.
Over in our Martin Deer line, ring number 2, I want to take a moment just to reintroduce you to some very deserving champions from our heifer calf division. Congratulations to entry 828, Carp's Glamorous Lullaby 314L, exhibited by Carpathian Land and Livestock, the Yaremcos of St. Paul. Our reserve purebred heifer calf champion, entry 831, that's Miss Rasilvia 105L from Rasilvia Cattle Company, the Pashulkas at Derwent. From our yearling division, we want to congratulate entry 823 is our champion, Miss Ronsko JOR60K, exhibited by Carpathian Land and Livestock, and entry 824, Carpathian Harley's Whiskey Craze 248K is your reserve junior champion female. From the mature section, we would like to congratulate 825 as our senior main Anjou champion. That's LSC Sweetheart 121E, exhibited by Pick 6 Cattle Company, Jordan Retzlaff of Gull Lake, Saskatchewan. And our reserve senior champion female, entry 826 from Maple Lane Stock Farm, the Browns of Wetaskiwin, with Rapid Creek Miss 543C. Our judge, Colton Hamilton, no stranger to a championship ring, of course representing the very well-known Belvin Angus at Bowden, Alberta. A family affair. He's got his sister, Quinn, here. So congratulations to Colton. If you haven't heard me say, what is the most amazing first thing you'd like to do on your birthday? Well, it's of course judge a show. So happiest of birthdays to Colton Hamilton, as he's our official judge here at the Farmfair International Main Anjou show. And with that, he's ready with some comments, folks, on our Grand Champion drive for Main Anjous.
I think we've ended up with a really impressive group of females here representing the Main Anjou breed, from our heifer calves right down through our 2 mature pairs. I think you can see some similarity in the type of these females. These are females that have a lot of natural body and mass to them. They're stout made, but they still come in an attractive package. They still have some femininity to them. I think a really strong representation of the breed. If you guys give these exhibitors a round of applause for the quality of cattle they brought out, and we'll just go pick a champion in reserve.
Congratulations, Emily. Your grand champion Main Anjou female is your junior champion, Miss Ronsko JOR60K, exhibited by Carpathian Land and Livestock. That's one proud young lady. And it's a sweep. Your reserve champion, also exhibited by Carpathian Land and Livestock, that is Carp's Glamorous Lullaby 314L, will be your reserve champion, Main Anjou. Congratulations to Kurt in the ring as well, and to all of the main breeders. We will not be taking a break right now for pictures with show champions. We are going to do our bull divisions before we break. So please, to the Yaremco kids, take your females over to the show champion shop box, but not until we are done the bull show. We also want to take a moment to thank our Main Anjou sponsors, Torona Farms, Wise Main Anjou, Rasilvia Cattle Company, Brienne Farms, Carpathian Land and Livestock, Blue Sky Mains, Maple Lane Stock Farms, Pick Six Mains, Deagle Cattle Company, Central Maine Cattle, Shuckburg Cattle, and Mel's Mains. But of course, a very special thank you to the Alberta Main Anjou Association and the Canadian Main Anjou Association for their continued investment in their Main Anjou breeders. Our next class into the ring will be our class number 22, our purebred bull calves. Please have your bull calves ready ringside. We're moving right into class number 22.
And in ring number 1, this is the complete class of our Galloway heifer calves for Judge Raleigh Bateman.
Just a reminder to main breeders, please have your entries ringside. We're ready for class number 22. Please don't be late. And also just a reminder, we will do all of our show champions pictures, our champion female and bulls at the completion of the show. So after our group classes, we will head over to the show champion shop box once our main show is complete. Thank you.
And we're ready with comments from Judge Bateman and Martin Deerline ring number 1 on our Galloway heifer calves.
Well, I think we should put our hands together and congratulate the breeders. One of the nicest set of heifer calves that you can put in a ring. It made a last-minute switch. The second place heifer calf gives me lots of problems. We're going to talk about this first place heifer. I'm not a belted Galloway breeder, so I don't know if the incomplete belt means something or anything. But when you get a calf that has the rib development, the strength through that front end, and exudes a Galloway characteristic through that head, it's going to be your winner. This beautiful black calf. Tremendous length of spine and quarter. You just like to set that thurl down, put her legs underneath her. Heifer in third, matches the one in first, just not quite enough length of quarter. Then we get into this threesome here. You could flip them around, get calves that exude in Galloway characteristic. And if you are being a purebred breeder, regardless of breed, you have to have some true type characteristic. And I applaud all of you Galloway. Tremendous set of calves.
In our Galloway heifer calf class, our Galloway heifer calf champion is PWF Lady May. This is the January 8th heifer calf from Ayla Kendall Price of Parleywatt Farm. Ayla Kendall Price, Tomahawk, Alberta, has our heifer calf champion. Our reserve heifer calf champion is Big Deal Lone Star 25L from Russell Horvey and his team at Big Deal Galloway's, our veteran showman on our reserve heifer calf champion from Delburn, Alberta. If you're marking a show program on our Galloway heifer calves, entry number 30 places second, entry number 31 is fifth, 32 is fourth, entry 33 places sixth, 34 is third, and entry number 29 is our class winner and our heifer calf champion. We are ready for comments on this class of Main Anjou bull calves in Martin Deerline ring number 2 from Judge Colton Hamilton of Innisfail, Alberta.
Well, a good set of bull calves here. We got a really exceptional calf that's going to lead off this class. He's going to come to the top here quite handily. I think a calf, really love him up through his skull. He's got a really nice head. He like how his shoulder lays in, but still like the level of masculinity that he has for his age. He's the softest made, deepest ribbed calf in the class, but still he's got a lot of top to him. He's got a lot of hip. He's the strongest calf down through his stifle. I think just a calf that really comes together well and comes to the top of this class. I think the calf that we got in second follows up the closest with this first place calf in terms of just his balance and his look. He's a calf not quite as stout made, not quite as much middle and rib to him, but I think still a calf. You like him up through his front end. You like the shape that he has. Similar type of calf that's in third here to the second place calf. They're calves that really like the muscle they've got, the amount of the shape they've got over their hip. This third place calf, just like to see a little bit more middle to him, a little bit more lower third, clean him up a little bit in terms of sheath compared to the first and second place calves, but still a calf like for just the power in terms of muscle that he has. Calf they're going to come into next, I think a calf, he's got some depth to him, he's got some lower third to him, just like to stouten him up, give him some more ribs, some more hip, some more shape to get above these calves above him. The red calf that comes in next, a calf, real long spine calf, again, he's not quite as nice through his hip as the calves that we have higher in the class. He doesn't have that same stoutness to him in terms of lower third, lower quarter. Calf that rounds out the class, again, just like to see him softened up, just like to put some more middle in him, clean him up in terms of sheath, give him some more muscle to compete with these calves above him, but still a really solid group of bull calves here. Excellent calf to lead off this class.
Thank you, Judge Hamilton. So your bull calf champion for the main show is the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company, the Pashulkas of Derwent, with Mr. Rasilvia 10L. That's entry 843. And your reserve bull calf champion, entry 842, also from Rasilvia Cattle Company, with Mr. Rasilvia 22L. Third in class went to 838, entry from Blue Sky Mains with Blue Sky Black Lightning. Fourth in class from Maple Lane Stock Farm, Maple Lane Lincoln, 543L. That was entry 840. Fifth in class, entry 841 from Outlaw Livestock from Drayton Valley. That's the entry automatic reload. And sixth in class, Blue Sky Levi, JOR 68L. That's entry 839 from Blue Sky Mains. Our next entry into this ring number 2 main show is class number 26, yearling bull. We've got a entry scratch. Please scratch entry 845. Please scratch entry 845. We have a single entry in our yearling bull division. Now keep in mind, folks, this is the last of the bull classes. We've got a declaration of our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion bull, followed by some group classes. So if you have entries in the group class, please make sure they're ringside.
In ring number 1, Martin Deerline ring number 1. This is our final AOB heifer calf class. There is one scratch from your show program. Please scratch entry number 37. Please scratch entry number 37. And please note there are 3 blonde Aquitaine in this ring, as well as 1 Wagyu. So Judge Rolly Bateman, your class is complete. Driving Force is your partner for vehicle rentals, sales leasing, and fleet management. Visit drivingforce.com or stop by a branch today. Thank you, Driving Force.
And with that, we'll have comments from Judge Hamilton on his single entry yearling bull class.
We got a solid yearling bull. Solid yearling bull here. I think again, you get behind this bull, he's got some power over his hip, he's got some muscle shape, carries that down into his stifle, he's got some length. Maybe like to see him a tick softer made, but still a bull would just appreciate for the amount of purebred meat and muscle that he's got in here. Solid single entry here in the Menandrew show.
Thank you, Colton. So your junior champion Menandrew bull is the entry from Maple Lane Stock Farm, the Browns of Wetaskiwin, with entry 844. That's Rapid Creek Conan, 51K. Our next class into the ring is going to be our champion bull and reserve champion bull. So we'll invite our 2 bull calves to come into the ring. To reintroduce those 2 champions from our bull calf division, the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company, entry number 843, Mr. Rasilvia 10L was your bull calf champion, and your reserve bull calf champion, entry 842. That was Mr. Rasilvia 22L from the Pashulkas at Derwent. Rasilvia Cattle Company, of course, taking home both the champion and reserve champion Menandrew bull calves, followed in by our division champion yearling bull from Maple Lane Stock Farm of Wetaskiwin with entry 844. That's Rapid Creek Conan, 51K.
here's one of the most interesting classes I've experienced. I've judged around the world in different breeds. You have a very young blonde heifer going to take this class and rip with it. Then we get into second and third, the problem kids of the block. You have a blonde heifer, you just like to appreciate her length of spine and the way she can get out and dangle. You just like to change that leg a little bit. Then we get into the beautiful black Wagyu heifer. Wagyu, of course, a breed that is a niche market. They are the marveling wonders of the world. And so when you look at her, you say, oh, well, she's a dairy calf. No, she probably is one of the better Wagyus that you can find in North America. And they leave the horns on.
We'll give you complete rundown of blonde Aquitaine heifer calves in a moment, but Judge Colton Hamilton in ring number 2 has his grand champion Maine Anjou bull class in the ring. Folks, all eyes on Judge Colton Hamilton and his grand champion bull class.
Well, as we get to the conclusion of the Maine Anjou show here, I think, first of all, I'd just like to thank the breeders for asking me to come out and judge these cattle here today. It's been a show that's been really deep on quality. It hasn't been huge on numbers, but I think through every division we've found some cattle that we really appreciate, really like, and I think the exhibitors did a great job of bringing them to us here today. In this champion bull class, we've got a couple of bull calves and a yearling bull. I think you look at them, they display a lot of what makes the Maine Anjou breed popular. They've got some muscle and some stoutness to them. I think they're bulls that have a lot of red meat. 3 good representatives of the breed, just like we saw in the female championship class. I think we saw some really strong individuals, some really strong representatives of the breed. So if we could give all these Maine Anjou breeders throughout the day a round of applause, and let's go and select my 2 favorite Maine Anjou bulls here to conclude the show.
Congratulations to our 2023 champion Maine Anjou bull. It goes to Mr. Rosilvia 10L. Congratulations to the Pashulka family, of course, taking both banners home with those 2 pair bulls. Riley and Taylor on the halter, our 2 champions, 843, followed by 842, Mr. Rosilvia 22L. Congratulations to the boys from Derwent, our champion and reserve grand champion Maine Anjou bulls.
And in Martin Deerline, ring number 1, our blonde Aquitaine heifer calf champion was Clover Hill Lily 40L from Delaney Camelchuck of Clover Hill Cattle Company. That's our junior Camelchuck division. That is our heifer calf champion. Our reserve heifer calf, also from the Rigney junior division, Dungannon Stock Farms, division of Willow Springs Stock Farms, with WSS Luminescent 9L. And if you're marking your show program on our blonde Aquitaine heifer calves, class number 18, entry number 35 is first. That's our heifer calf champion for Delaney Camelchuck. Entry number 36 places 4th. Entry 37 is a scratch. Entry 38 is 2nd place, and our reserve heifer calf champion for Reed Rigney's Dungannon Stock Farms. And 3rd goes to entry number 39. Now we'll move into our champion drives.
And Rob, over in ring number 2, we have 4 classes remaining. We would ask our amazing Maine Anjou breeders to please have your pair classes ready. Next up will be class number 31, pair bulls. We have 3 entries in this class. If we could please have those pair bulls ready, we'll get going with our 4 classes of groups. Class number 31 is up next.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing our breed champions first. So here come our Bronvy contenders. Our heifer calf champion is entry number 35, Bronvy. Entry number 27, Swiss Tradition Bronvy from Verena and Ian Peden with Swiss Tradition Queenie. This is the April 1st heifer calf, who is our heifer calf champion. And our reserve heifer calf champion, entry number 28, the March 23rd heifer calf, Swiss Tradition Leah. Then we have our champion Brony yearling heifer, which is entry number 1, Swiss Tradition Coconut. For Tin Forest Farms, that's Mira Shamber of Wetaskiwin, Alberta. And our reserve yearling champion, Swiss Tradition Candy, from SMJ Brony Shaylee Junk of Ardrossan, Alberta. And then going into our senior championship, where our champion mature cow was our champion cow-calf pair, Swiss Tradition Deluxe. For the Pedons of Swiss Tradition Brony, entry number 16, our senior champion. The reserve Swiss Tradition with Swiss Tradition Yenti, the 4-year-old cow-calf pair that follows up our 7-year-old cow-calf pair. This is our grand and reserve grand champion female of the Brony show. And one thing about it, folks, it is going to be a Swiss Tradition sweep. And we're ready now with comments from Judge Rolly Bateman.
Here we go. We're live. Let's put our hands together and congratulate these Brony breeders, bringing us a nice set of cattle to town, functional in every way you look at it. Cattle that have enough spring of rib, they got some muscle, they got the length of spine, and they all look like girls. When I look at a cow, and others are important, and feet and legs are important, and product is important. Breed characteristic comes to the foreground. So when I look at this champion, the winning aged cow, with a product like this, your grand champion. She's going to be followed by the younger cow that was second to her in class. Again, bull calves that are got strength, power, and muscle. What else do you need in a beef breed? Well done, Brony breeder. So your reserve goes to the second place cow.
And so in Martin Deerline ring number 1, this is our grand champion Brony class, and our champion and reserve champion matures will be our grand and reserve grand. So congratulations to Swiss Tradition Brony, Verena and Ian Pedon of Leduc County. Swiss Tradition Deluxe, the 7-year-old cow-calf pair, is our grand champion female for the Brony breed, and our reserve is Swiss Tradition Yenti. Our reserve senior champion goes reserve. So entries 16 and 15, grand and reserve grand champion. We'll be seeing them again in our AOB Grand Championship. But next up, folks, is another breed.
Over in ring number 2, we'd like to make the announcement on our results for parables. Congratulations to the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company. The boys on halter from Derwent with their parables. They're going to win this class. Second, quite closely behind, Maple Lane Stock Farm of Wetaskiwin. And third, Blue Sky Mains of Daysland. Congratulations, guys. Please add to or delete once you have your banners presented for class number 32, our Breeders' Herd. Just a reminder to all of our Maine and Jew breeders and exhibitors, the official photos for our champion and reserve female and bull need to head over to the shot box once we are done our final group class. That will be Progeny of Dam. So please do not forget to head over to Show Champions for our official photos of our grand and reserve champions. Just a quick little note, if there's any young breeders in the barns that are looking for some mentorship, Colton Hamilton is certainly one that can give it to you. Colton has traveled all over the world and has judged most of our major shows. Hails from Belvin Angus at Bowden, and of course a family affair. He's got his sister Quinn here, but the family is absolutely no stranger to the cattle industry. Gavin, Mabel, Colton, Quinn, Brendan, and little Ivy are all members of Belvin Angus. If you ever want to have a conversation about the Angus fraternity or the cattle industry as a whole, make sure you take a moment and talk to any of the Hamiltons. They'd be more than happy to help you. And of course, Colton loves youth development and would love to talk to you about opportunities abroad. Thank you again to Colton Hamilton, our official judge for the Main and Jews show here at Farmfair International.
And ladies and gentlemen, in Martin Deerline ring number 1, coming into the ring now are our contenders for our Grand Champion Galloway female class. And leading the way is our Galloway Champion Heifer Calf, PWF Lady May 1L. This is the January 8th Heifer Calf from Pearly-Watt Farm. That's Ayla Kendall Price of Tomahawk, Alberta. And the Reserve Heifer Calf Champion, April 11th born Big Deal Lone Star 25L from Russell Horvey of Delburn, Alberta, and Big Deal Galloways. Next up, our champion and reserve champion yearling heifer for the Galloway, and that would include once again Peta Kendall Price of Pearly-Watt Farm of Tomahawk with PWF Karma 4K. That is our champion yearling heifer. The reserve champion, Try Our Way Livestock and Robertson West Livestock, Brian Robertson of Caroline, Alberta, with Try Our Kayla 16K. And then our mature cow became our senior champion for Ayla Kendall Price of Pearly-Watt Farm, Tomahawk, Alberta. So it's definitely going to be a Kendall Price who represents the Galloway in our Grand Champion AOB Drive. Our senior champion is Triple R Gatsby's Girl. The reserve, our 2-year-old Big Deal Gypsy White 13J from Russell Horvey of Big Deal Galloways. This is our Grand Champion Galloway female class in Martin Deerline, ring number 1. Another of our Farmfair International sponsors is the Canadian Roundtable for Sustainable Beef, a collaborative multi-stakeholder initiative focused on advancing environmental, social, and economic sustainability in the Canadian beef industry. CRSB, major player in Canada's beef cattle sector.
So congratulations to our champion breeders herd here at the Main and Jews show. Colton has made his declaration. Rosilvia Cattle Company. So Josie has all her boys out on the halter there. Congratulations to Riley, Taylor, Nick, and Lee. I don't know if there's another one. Is there another one here of the Pashulka boys? No, I don't think so. This is it. Congratulations to the Pashulkas, our champion breeders herd. And of course, reserve champion breeders herd goes to Blue Sky Mains. Dwayne and crew, congratulations. Dwayne Ronsko of Daysland will take second. Congratulations, folks. Next up, we'll have Get a Sire. Please add to or delete.
And in Martin Deerline ring number 1, we're ready with comments from our judge on his Grand Champion Galloway class.
Now, Galloway people, you best put your hands together. Nicest set of Galloways we've seen in the barn for a long time. You have a breed that has all sorts of function, and cattle that have middle, that can take that grass, turn it into beef, turn it into succulent beef, then feed the population. When I look at females, then they have to be better, the product better than they are. So this Grand Champion cow, any reserves, got to go to this one.
And once again, sticking with our senior and reserve senior champion for Grand and Reserve, our Galloway senior champion, Triple R, Great Gatsby's Girl for Ayla Kendall Price of Pearly-Watt Farms of Tomahawk, Alberta is our Grand Champion Galloway female and will come in to contend in the pole position for Galloway in our Grand Champion of the AOB. She'll be joined in that class by our reserve champion, our reserve senior champion, the 2-year-old Big Deal Gypsy White, 13J, from Big Deal Galloway's The Horvays of Delburn, Alberta. Next up, folks, will be the last of our breed champions representing the Blonde Aquitaine.
So if you are a Maine breeder watching online or here at Farmfair International, this is the Get a Sire class for the Maine Anjous. If any of these groups are exciting to you, which they should be, they represent all the same sire. Sadly, our data management system does not capture that sire, but I would encourage each of you to visit with these breeders back at the stall and talk about what makes these sires certainly among some of the best in the breed. Again, this is class number 33, Get of Sire. And congratulations to our main exhibitors. Results for our Class 33 Get of Sire. Congratulations to Rasilvia Cattle Company. Will take first place in this Get of Sire. Second in class, Blue Sky Mains, Dwayne Ronsko and crew. And third in our Get of Sire, congratulations to Craig Brown of Wetaskiwin and Maple Lane Stock Farm, takes third. Congratulations, folks. We'll have one more group class before we turn our ring over to the next breed show. Class number 34, Progeny of Dam. We have 2 entries in this class. Please have your entries waiting in the marshalling area. Class number 34 will be the end of our Maine Anjou show. So again, folks, like the Get of Sire, the Progeny of Dam, this is class number 34. This is a reflection of both entries being out of the same dam. If you are interested to know more about these breeding programs, please make sure that you take a moment and talk to the breeders back at the barns and just see what the genetic potential is for all of these. a really, really cool opportunity to acquire some great genetics. So before we release these guys, we do want to give out a few more awards other than just the championship of the Progeny of Dam, but we'll do that first. Our champion Progeny of Dam for 2023 goes to the entry from Rasilvia Cattle Company. Congratulations to Riley and Nick on halter. They will be our first place Progeny of Dam. And congratulations to the Uremco kids. They will take our second place prize for Progeny of Dam. But one of the prizes that are probably one of the most sought after in any purebred show is the declaration of the Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. Well, folks, boys, don't go far. Boys, don't go far. This is a reflection of how important it is to listen to the announcer. Anyway, we do want to congratulate Rasilvia Cattle Company as the Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor of the Main Influence division of the main show. So congratulations to Rasilvia Cattle Company of Derwent, our Main Influence Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. While that presentation is made, we also want to congratulate our Premier Breeder and Exhibitor for the Main Anjou show to Emily and Kurt, representing Carpathian Land and Livestock.
And here come our contenders for our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion female drive of our Blonde Aquitaine show. And leading the way is Clover Hill Lily 40L. This is entry number 35, and our heifer calf champion for Clover Hill Cattle Company, Delaney Camelchuck, the Blonde Aquitaine Junior Division of the Camelchuck family. For Colinton, Alberta's Delaney, and our reserve heifer calf champion for Dungannon Stock Farm, part of the Rigney family of Willow Springs Stock Farms, WSS Luminescent 9L, entry number 38, our reserve heifer calf champion. Next up then is our junior champion, or our yearling champion for the Blonde Aquitaine breed, both of which are coming from Little Creek Farms, again the Camelchuck family at Colinton. Our junior champion is Little Creek Coconut 15K, that's entry number 11. The April 15th yearling is our junior champion. The reserve junior champion, entry number 12, Little Creek Kaylani 31K. And then moving into our senior championship, where entry number 14, our 2-year-old for Clover Hill Cattle Company, that's Delaney Camelchuck, one of the juniors again from Colinton, with Little Creek Paforla 40J, and our reserve from the mature cow drive, Little Creek Honey Moo Moo. This is the 3-year-old cow-calf pair from the Camelchucks of Little Creek. This is our grand champion female drive, and again, it will be a sweep for the Camelchuck family. It'll just determine whether it's the senior Camelchucks, who are not all that senior, or the junior Camelchucks, who end up on top of our Blonde Aquitaine. Our next class into the ring, folks, will be our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion of the AOB, and the ticket to Saturday's Supreme here at Farmfair International, 4 p.m. for the Supreme Championship of Farmfair International, right here in Hall B. With more than 35 years in the embryo transplant business, Davis Rairdon Embryo Transplants Limited provides industry-leading services for breeders looking to advance their superior genetics. Dr. Madam Shireman and the crew of DRI are very, very proud to be a longtime sponsor of Farmfair International, so we offer our thanks and congratulations to Davis Rairdon Embryo Transplants Limited. We also want to thank Flair Airlines, sponsor of our Junior Futurity show, with more flights to the sunshine from Edmonton for less with Flair Airlines. And comments from Judge in ring number 1. Here's Rolly.
Here we are in our Blonde Aquitaine Grand Champion females. Got a tremendous yearling heifer. You'll notice the heifer calf spot is blank. She sits over here with her mama. And on the strength of that heifer calf, you are going to be the Grand Champion of the Blonde Aquitaine breed. Reserves got to go to this really good pair here that was reserve grand. Well done, blonde breeders.
Not breaking stride, our senior champions go grand and reserve for our Blonde Aquitaine breed. Delaney Camelchuck Clover Hill Cattle Company from Cullenton, Alberta has our grand champion Blonde Aquitaine female with Little Creek Paforla 40J. Our 2-year-old and senior champion goes grand for Delaney Camelchuck. And her folks, David and Janet with Little Creek Farms, have our reserve with our first place mature cow, the 3-year-old Little Creek Honey Moo Moo, is our reserve grand champion female. Reserve senior champion goes reserve grand in our Blonde Aquitaine show. So our next class into the ring will be our grand champion females of all 3 breeds and the reserves, all of which come from the senior division.
If we could get Brian Kimmel to make his way to ring number 2, please, Brian Kimmel to ring number 2.
So we will reintroduce you to our grands and reserves for each of our 3 breeds that makes up our AOB championship. Our grand champion Blonde Aquitaine female is Little Creek Paforla 40J for Delaney Camelchuck. This is Clover Hill Cattle Company, the junior division of the Camelchuck family at Cullenton, Alberta. This is the April 13th, 2021 first calf heifer. That is our grand champion Blonde Aquitaine female. The reserve is our May 10th, 2023-year-old that was the reserve senior champion, now reserve grand champion. Entry number 20, Little Creek Honey Moo Moo from David and Janet Camelchuck of Little Creek Farms. We'll be looking as well for our grand and reserve champion from the Brony and the Galloway to join us in the ring before our judge, Rolly Bateman, selects his representatives from the AOB to move on into our Supreme Saturday. Coming up next is our grand champion Galloway female. This is entry number 17, Triple R Great Gatsby's Girl, the April 21st, 2019 female, so 4-year-old for Pearly Watt Farm of Tomahawk, Alberta, Ayla Kendall Price with the grand champion Galloway female, and Russell Horvey of Big Deal Galloways at Delburn, Alberta with entry number 13, Big Deal Gypsy White 13J, our reserve grand champion Galloway. Looking now for our grand and reserve grand champion Bronvies. And folks, in Martin Deerline ring number 2, it is the time for Red Dawn. And here come our grand and reserve grand champion Bronvy, Swiss Tradition Deluxe, the 7-year-old pair, entry number 16 for Ian and Verena Peden of Leduc County, Alberta, is our grand champion Bronvy. The reserve champion, also from the Pedens of Leduc County and Swiss Tradition, Yenti in this case. The 4-year-old is our reserve grand champion. Ladies and gentlemen, and Judge Rolly Bateman, your class is complete. We have 3 grands and 3 reserves representing the Galloway, Bronvy, and Blonde Aquitaine breed, and this is our AOB Grand Championship. High Hog provides solutions for livestock management. High Hog designs their equipment for the safety and efficiency of both the ranchers and animals. Thank you, High Hog, Farmfair International sponsor.
Well, Rob, over in ring number 2, we are terrifically excited to launch the Canadian National and 50th Anniversary Solaire Show here in Martin Deerline ring number 2. And we're kick-starting that off with class number 1, the Optimizer heifer calf, to our judge, Don Wilson, who we will introduce to you in just a few more minutes' time. We have 3 entries in this class. Of course, we would ask class number 4 entry to be ringside as a single entry class. But with that, we're going to have comments from our judge on, oh, no, we're not. We're going to wait for ring number 1.
And in ring number 1, we're ready with comments from Judge Raleigh Bateman on his AOB Grand Champion female class. Folks, here's Raleigh.
What a privilege to be here today and evaluate and give you my opinion of this multiple breed representative of the beef industry. As you see, I prefer cattle that have product that's better than the mama cow, means your breed is going somewhere. Probably one of the difficult things is to evaluate a breed where they are dual purpose. But with that, your brown Swiss will represent you and all of the Brony, I'm corrected. And your reserve has got to go to the Galloway female. Just a tremendous representation for you all. Well done.
And so our Grand Champion AOB is our Grand Champion Brony female. Congratulations, entry number 16, Swiss Tradition Deluxe for Ian and Verena Peden. Our 7-year-old pair, actually coming 8-year-old pair, is our Grand Champion AOB. And our reserve is our Grand Champion of the Galloway breed, Triple R Great Gatsby's Girl, for Ayla Kendall Price of Tomahawk, Alberta. So once again, congratulations to the Pedens of Leduc County's Swiss Tradition Brony. They have the Grand Champion AOB with Swiss Tradition Deluxe. The reserve, our Grand Champion Galloway, Pearly-Watt Farm, Ayla Kendall Price with Triple R Great Gatsby's Girl. We'll be taking a little break for pictures, folks, and then we'll be into our AOB Bowl show.
Well, we're excited to have comments in ring number 2 from Judge Don Wilson on our Optimizer heifer calf class.
What a beautiful class to start this show out with. We've got 2 April heifers and a January. The female that wins this class is tremendously strong. There's a lot of body in this female. She tracks out very true and easy. She's a female that's got a ton of top when you get in behind her. Very attractive through her shoulder and her front end. Just so much balance in this heifer and so much power in her for an April heifer. We follow her in the class with another April heifer. There's not much age difference in these two. Again, a female that I like a lot. She's a really strong top female. She's certainly got some balance as well, and certainly some rib shape and mass. She does give up a lot of mass to this heifer on top, and that's why she's going to go in second, but I really do like her. Certainly a strong female that tracks out very, very well. Then we've got a January heifer that comes in third, and there's not anything wrong with this heifer. She's really long-bodied, certainly the longest-bodied heifer in the class. She's solid-topped as well, tracks out free and easy. She does give up some rib dimension for her size in comparison to these 2 April heifers. That's what's going to put her in third, but I really do appreciate her as well. Really strong top end in this class.
Thank you so much, Judge Wilson. Our results in our first class, our Champion Optimizer heifer calf goes to the entry 974 from Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde with TSC Little Sugar 377L. Our reserve Champion Optimizer heifer calf, the entry from SkyWest Solaires of Red Deer County, that's SW Alexis 43L. And third in class, PW Stock Farm from Foothills, Alberta with entry 976 PW Lucy 7L. Our next class into the ring will be a single entry class. This will be our Optimizer Mature Cow.
Landview Drones Incorporated is a new Farmfair sponsor this year. They are offering a cattle drone school in Alder Flats next week, focusing on thermal drones. If you'd like to learn more about this, please register with Landview Drones at landview.com. We're very proud of our new association with Landview Drones Incorporated. And we're also proud of our association with Mike's Hard Lemonade. Bland, bad, flavor, good. Mike's Hard Iced Tea is a proud partner of Farmfair International. New Generation Supplements is also a new sponsor of Farmfair International. Their SmartLick has a variety of formulas designed for almost any situation Canadian cattlemen face. SmartLick, we've got a tub for that. Thank you to New Generation Supplements.
As this is our last entry to declare the Optimizer Grand and Reserve Champion, we'll have comments from class number 4, the Optimizer Mature Cow, from Judge Don Wilson.
We have a very nice, sound cow, a 3-year-old female to start this, well, the only one in the class, but she's certainly got some rib shape, a really nice top female, again, tracks out free and easy. She's got a really solid front foot on her. This cow is really nice and straight and got some heel depth. A female that you'd level out that udder in a perfect world, but that's a very strong foundational udder that's going to last a long, long time. She's got a January bull calf on her that's certainly got some performance, a lot of length of body, again, a really solid top calf, and she's certainly doing a tremendous job on him. It's going to be fun to see him back in the championship.
Thank you, Don. So your champion Optimizer Mature female is the entry from PW Stock Farm, the Watkins of Foothills, Alberta, with PW Hermione 17H.
And respecting the main Anjou over at the backdrop, we'll carry on with our AOB show. So we'll move into Martin Deer Line ring number 1 with 5 bull calves of the Brony breed that will determine our first contestants in our Grand Champion Brony Bull class. Our Brony bull calves coming right up in ring number 1. And we're very happy at Farmfair International 2023 to have our ring management steward back again this year, making a reappearance at Farmfair International, where he does such a great job year after year. Great to see you again, young man. And here come our Brony contenders, ranging in age of about 6 weeks. Our youngest is April 26th, our oldest is March 14th, and we are expecting 5 Brony bull calves. And as they round the corner, Judge Rolly Bateman of Saskatchewan, your class is complete.
So to reintroduce our qualifiers for Optimizer Grand and Reserve Champion female class, we have the entry from Tierra Soul Cattle Company, entry 974 with TSC Lil Sugar 377L, and second in that class and Reserve Heifer Calf Champion from SkyWest Solaire, SW Alexis 43L. And of course our single entry from the Mature Cow Division, the entry from PW Stock Farm, PW Hermione 17H.
Transform the future of agriculture at Olds College of Agriculture and Technology. Experience high-tech, hands-on education in programs like agriculture, horticulture, business, and more. Join Olds College in leading the way in smart farming and sustainable agriculture. The future awaits at Olds College. Discover more at oldscollege.ca.
And with that, we'll have comments on this championship class from Judge Wilson.
Well, you know, our numbers haven't been great in this division of this show, but the quality's been very, very good. I'm really pleased with what we've seen so far. I'm going to go ahead and make our heifer calf our champion female. She's just a unique individual with so much strength, so much power, a lot of top, a female that, I mean, she can run with any breed. She's awfully, awfully good. Tremendous through her shoulder, through her front end, and she's just a unique individual. And so it's not often that I use a heifer calf for champion, but she's going to be our champion today. We're going to follow her with the cow that's got that performance in front of her, a cow that's already done her work, done her job. She's very sound-footed and a cow that can get out and move free and easy. And so that's going to be our champion, and this cow is going to be our reserve. Congratulations to all.
Thank you, Judge Wilson. So our Optimizer champion goes to the entry from Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde with entry 974 TSC Lil Sugar 3377L. And your reserve champion female, the Optimizer cow champion from PW Stock Farm of Watkins family of Foothills with PW Hermione 17H. Congratulations to our two champions. Our next class into the ring will be a single entry Optimizer bull calf entry.
With our special Solaire show as a feature of Farmfair International 2023, we want to acknowledge the Solaire Association of Canada, recognized as the official breed registry for Solaire cattle in Canada. The association is guided by a group of dedicated, innovative, and influential Canadian beef producers who see Solaire genetics as the key to maintaining a balanced approach to profitable beef production. Many thanks to the Solaire Association of Canada coming on board as a Farmfair International 2023 sponsor in recognition of their anniversary show.
Comments on our single entry Optimizer bull calf class, Judge Wilson.
Oh, we've got a nice calf in this ring again. Certainly could have stood some competition. He's a real long-bodied calf, nice haired calf. Again, moves free and easy. He's got enough testicle for his age and certainly enough performance. So congratulations.
Thank you, and congratulations to PW Stock Farm with PW Ludo 15L. He will be your Optimizer bull calf champion. Next class, class number 7, Optimizer yearling bull, also a single entry in this class, Judge Wilson. We haven't taken the opportunity to introduce to you our show officials for the national and special anniversary show here at Farmfair International. It is the Canadian National and 50th Anniversary Solaire Show. And when you have a special, momentous show, who not to have other than Don Wilson? So congratulations to the Solaire Association for having one of the world's most renowned judges, Don Wilson, of course, from Miller Wilson Angus of Bashaw. Don and husband Lee and their crew have truly some of the most inspiring and amazing genetics in the cattle industry. Of course, they focus on Angus in the Angus fraternity, but have judged all over the world, have sent genetics all over the world. They've hosted people from all over the world. They have been here at Farmfair for every single year. I'm not sure there's been an exception, Don, that you guys have not been here. No. So we welcome Don Wilson, representing one of the most iconic brands. Miller Wilson Angus is our official judge for the Solaire show. We'd also like to thank Brian Kimmel as our official ringman, and Marshals Werner and Debbie Grunke from Alberta Beach. We also have Gar Williams and Heidi Vogeli Bleeker as our show assistants as well. I think with that, Rob, you guys are ready for comments in ring number 1.
And with a last-minute switcheroo, we do have final placings in our first class of our AOB bull calves. Here's our judge to tell us about it.
What a tremendous set of Brony bull calves. Yeah, standing broadside, right there. This lead-off calf is just tremendous. Got some muscle, he's got some thickness, he's got some natural depth of rib, and I love the way this calf has a wide shoulder that isn't coarse. Now, hard to find. A calf that walks out real fine, he flexes his hock. Problem calf is the youngest calf in the class. The calf that just gets a little bit tight in his leg. You'd like to just drop his thurl and loosen him up. Last minute switch just on testicular development. More than anything else puts this big calf in third. Calves in fourth, you just give up that testicular development. You get a little bit too fine for me. And the calf in fifth, the calf that you would like to just ease back that shoulder and let him loose. He tends to get straight to his body.
And thanks to our judge, first place in our Brony Bull Calf champion is Swiss Tradition Lexus. Entry number 43 for the Pedans of Swiss Tradition is our first place and Bull Calf champion. And the Pedans have second place and the reserve as well with entry number 40, Swiss Tradition Leo. We'll be seeing Lexus and Leo in our Grand Champion Brony Bull Calf Grand Champion Drive in just a few classes time. So marking your show program, entry number 40 places second and is our reserve bull calf champion. 43 is first, and our bull calf champion. Entry 44 places fourth, 45 is third, and entry 46 places fifth. Next up, a class of 4 Galloway bull calves.
And with that, comments on our single entry optimizer yearling bull class, Judge Wilson.
We have a very nice single entry in this class. He's a really soft-made bull that's got some muscle shape. He's got lower stifle. I really do appreciate this animal for the way that he moves out. He's got a big foot underneath him. Got some crest, which a yearling bull should have the testosterone running through him. He's a really, his testicle is the right shape and size. Got nice cushion on the move. Just a really, really good individual. So we'll see him in the championship class.
Thank you, Judge Wilson. So our champion optimizer yearling bull goes to entry 979 from Scattered Spruce Solaire, the Yakumchucks at Harry Hill, Alberta, with YFS Kingston 85K. Advancing to our championship drive, which is next, we'll ask our 2 bull calves, or our single bull calf, to come back and declare our champion and reserve.
And 4 Galloway bull calves entered in Martin Deerline ring number 1. 4 in the ring. Judge Rolly Bateman, your class is complete. Team Auctions is one of the leading auctioneering companies in Western Canada, selling real estate, farm, forestry, and heavy equipment. Visit teamauctions.com for more. Consign with Team Auctions today and get it sold. Agricultural, sorry, Trace. Agricultural Service Boards, or ASBs, are unique to Alberta. First established by Alberta Agriculture in 1945. ASB's core areas of expertise remain weed control, soil and water resource conservation, and pest management. Our thanks to the Association of Alberta Agriculture Fieldmen for stepping up and coming on board in 2023 as a Farmfair International sponsor. Thank you, the Association of Alberta Agriculture Fieldmen.
And with that, we'll have comments on our Optimizer Bull Championship from Judge Don Wilson.
Well, these optimizer cattle have been intriguing, and there's been some really good cattle come through the ring. We've got two good individuals here. We've certainly got enough performance for their age. Their cattle, and the whole breed is like that. They've got, their angles are right. They're able to move well. They're cattle that have got nice hair. You know, there's lots and lots of good in this breed, and I sure appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and use this yearling bull for our champion. He's just tremendously good. He's really solid topped again. He's got a lot of muscle, shape, really smooth body. His shoulder lays into him very nicely. He's got a little extra depth in him. Again, very excellent testicle in him, and just a really well-balanced bull. We're going to use the calf for reserve. He's super long-bodied, and really probably maybe even has a little longer body than this bull, but he doesn't carry the rib shape that this bull's got in comparison, but certainly a really good individual as well. Congratulations to both. Really strong championship, even though the numbers have been light.
Thank you, Don. So our Optimizer Champion bull goes to our yearling entry. That is YFS Kingston 85K from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill, Alberta. That's entry 979. And our reserve champion, entry 978, PW Ludo 15L, of course from PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Alberta. That is your champion and reserve grand champion Optimizer bull here in the Solaire program.
Another new sponsor at Farmfair International this year is World of Spas. You can actually see their amazing display out in the concourse of the Expo Center. And they are the #1 hot tub and swim spa dealer. Their reputation was built by providing unbeatable customer service to their valuable clients for years. Experience the difference. Experience World of Spas.
Also, if you are marking your show program here in person or if you're viewing from online, entry 975 had a sire correction. The sire is actually SWA Henry 3H.
Attention cattle producers, find Alberta Beef Producers Table and register to join tonight's happy hour at 7 p.m. right here ringside Hall B. Our thanks to Alberta Beef Producers, sponsor once again of Farmfair International 2023.
In ring number 2, we have class number 10, our junior yearling heifer. In this class, for our Judge Wilson, the age range is from February 28th to May 23rd.
And we're ready with comments from Judge Rolly Bateman in Martin Deerline ring number 1 on his Galloway bull calves.
We're going to start this Galloway class with this dun calf. He kind of puts it all together for me. Really big hip calf, that muscle that travels down. Calf that's clean enough. The thing that I admire mostly of this young April calf is his masculinity. If you don't have testosterone, you don't have a bull. Doesn't matter how good he is. The calf in second gives up that front end. The power of the front end of that dun calf is superb. The length of spine of these two black calves, I'd like to just change them both in that thorough. They tend to come up too high and they don't set their feet down right. But a tremendous pair of black calves. If we get into this calf that was on the 2-year-old in the other class, a calf that's got all sorts of quality about him, just not enough power to get any higher in the class today. Tremendous set of bull calves.
And of this tremendous set of bull calves in ring number 1 in our AOB show, it is a sweep for Big Deal Galloway's Russell Horvath team. Perhaps that's a granddaughter on the halter of our bull calf champion, entries 47 and 48, placing first and second and becoming our Galloway representatives in the Grand Champion Galloway Drive. Our first place and bull calf champion is Big Deal Lad of Zeke, 2022L for Big Deal Galloway's entry 47 is our bull calf champion. And our reserve bull calf champion, second place in this class, Big Deal Let's Dream 20L, again for Delburn, Alberta's Big Deal Galloways. If you're marking a show program on class number 27, the Galloway Bull Calves, entry number 47 places first, that's our bull calf champion. Entry number 48 is second, our reserve bull calf champion. Entry number 49 is fourth, and entry number 50 places third. One section of bull calves remains, and that is our blonde Aquitaine bull calves. And if you're marking a show program on class number 28, please scratch entry number 51. Please scratch entry number 51. Little Creek Larkin 21L is resting up today. And this is your blonde Aquitaine bull calf class. Once again, please scratch entry number 51 in ring number 1. Calling all Alberta producers, ranchers, and growers, the Made in Alberta program is your chance to showcase what you do best. It's about promoting your local homegrown products. The Made in Alberta label shows that what you create is authentic and quality. By joining, you connect with consumers who value all that is local. It's a way to build a stronger, more vibrant Alberta, and it all starts with your incredible products. Visit www.madeinalberta.com to learn how to get involved. And we're ready with comments in Martin Deerline ring number 1 on our champion blonde Aquitaine bull calf class from Judge Bateman.
Here we only have 2 blonde calves coming to town. We're going to start the calf. Yeah, I think he was resting, is he? We have one rest. We're going to start the class with a calf that just nicer through his front end than the lighter color calf. This calf has got a tremendous depth of heart and the width of the chest floor, placing him over the lighter blonde calf. Cattle that need to be utilized more in the industry, putting some muscle back in. I think we're getting our cattle too soft, too much white muscle again. That's my era, white muscle stuff. The blonde cattle have their place in the industry, as all the breeds have in Canada. But a well-matched pair of bull calves, muscle, length of spine, good cattle.
And many thanks to our judge for comments on our blonde Aquitaine bull calves It is Little Creek Farms with Grand and Reserve Champion Bull Calf, with the order being entry 53, then 52. Leopold, Little Creek Leopold 5L, entry 53 is our Bull Calf champion. And our reserve champion, entry 52, Little Creek Lone Star 21L for David and Janet Kamelchuk and Little Creek Farms of Collinton, Alberta. We'll be seeing them very shortly for the Grand Champion Blonde Aquitaine Bull, as we feature now our yearlings, and there's one each.
And over in our Martin Deerline ring number 2, we'll have comments on Class 10 from Judge Wilson.
What a beautiful female we have to start this class out with. This female comes to the top of this class quite handily for me. She's got so much balance, so attractive through her front end, tremendous in her shoulder, ties into a very nice neck and high head. Female that just, as I said, very nice through her chest floor. She's not deep, yet she's got some width there to have some power. When you get in behind her, she certainly doesn't disappoint you. She's got lots of width to pin. A female that of any of the heifers in the ring probably has as much space between her teats, and they're certainly not too long. Looks like she's going to make a tremendous female in the future. I really do like this red female that comes in behind her. She's really full-bodied. She's got a lot of top, a female that certainly has some muscle and some shape about her. She's a deep-flanked female. She does get a little bit more through her brisket and her chest floor, and that's what's going to put her into second, but I really do like this female. There's a lot of tremendous good, a lot of muscle, a lot of performance in this female. These are two heifers that are both marches in the ring, so there's a big, wide variety of age when you get from an end of May to a February heifer, but but I still think she's tremendously good, and both these females kind of tie into the top of this class for me quite handily. Then we get into one of the May heifers in next, and I really appreciate this heifer. Again, attractive through her front end. She's a nice-headed female. She certainly gets out and moves very, very well. A female that does give up a little bit of depth of flank in comparison to those two on top of her. She is a lot younger than some of these females, and I appreciate that she's certainly got enough size and performance for her age, but she does give up a little bit of the depth and the flank and the spring of rib that these two on top of her got, and that's where she's going to be today because of that, but I really do appreciate her. And then a female that looks very much like her in type and kind, really solid top female, again, got some rib shape, and you get in behind her and she doesn't disappoint. She isn't quite as attractive through her front end, and yet I'm being very hard on her because she's plenty attractive, but again, you're only in comparison to what's on top of you. I really do appreciate her. And then the black heifer, again, a very young May. She's the youngest one in the class. I really like how attractive this female is. When she comes in, you really are drawn to that attractiveness. She's beautiful in her head, really up-headed, and there's certainly some balance in this female. She does get a little bit rougher over her tail head than some of these females, does give up a little bit of flank, but I mean, she's young, and I do understand that, but she's sitting in a little bit of tough company. That's what's going to put her where she is today. We round up with two heifers that are very similar in type and kind. I really do like the amount of body in these females. There's lots of performance in these females, and it's a shame that they have to go to the bottom of the class because it's just that strong in the class. And the only reason that these two are down there is that I would like to change the placement to teats on these heifers, and especially the one on the bottom gets a little bit long for me, and that's the reason why they're down there. But I really do appreciate those females. I like the length of body, I like the performance in them, and there's lots and lots of good in them. I would just change the teat size and teat placement in those females to place them any higher. I do appreciate all of these heifers, and again, the very top of this class I think handles itself quite handily to be up at the top.
Thank you, Don. We will introduce just our top two in this class and revisit the summary in a moment, but our junior champion female from Class 10 from Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde with entry 984 TSC Stewie's Glory 261K, and our reserve champion junior yearling heifer SW Fancy Lady 74K, entry 983, coming to you from Sky West Solaire of Red Deer County. Rob, I believe you're ready for comments in ring number 1.
We are so. Comments from Judge Rolly Bateman on his Bronvie yearling bull class.
It's too bad there wasn't a few more Bronvie boys come to town this is one heck of a good yearling bull. You know, he's massive, full through his crops, and he can get out and stride for a big lad. A calf that if there were to be a criticism, you'd maybe like to just change that sheath just a bit. But a calf that slopes well, lots of bone, good kind of a beef bull.
And congratulations to our champion yearling bull in our Bronvie show, Swiss Tradition Cash. Entry number 54 is our first place. And so we're joined by our contenders in the bull calf division. Our bull calf champion is entry number 43, Swiss Tradition Lexus, and Swiss Tradition Leo. Entry number 40 is our reserve bull calf champion. They're joining Swiss Tradition Cash as our junior champion or yearling champion Bronvie bull. This is our grand champion Bronvie bull class.
Let's put our hands together and congratulate these Bronvie breeders for bringing a good set of cattle to town. Well appreciated in the beef ring. Your grand champion, Bronvie, got to go with this outstanding bull calf. He puts it all together in a pretty package. Reserve is going to go to the big yearling. Well done.
And so our bull calf shall be our grand champion. He is, after all, a Lexus. Entry number 43, Swiss Tradition Lexus, the April the 6th, 2023 bull calf for Ian and Verena Peden of Leduc County, Alberta's Swiss Tradition Bronvie is our grand champion Bronvie bull. Our reserve champion, Swiss Tradition Cash, the yearling champion, February 17th, 2022. Again, for the Pedens of Leduc County, Alberta's Swiss Tradition Bronvie is our reserve grand champion. We'll be seeing both those bulls, the bull calf and the yearling bull, in our AOB championship. Next up, folks, our single entry Galloway yearling.
Over in ring number 2, we'll summarize our previous class. In third place, the entry from Clear Lake Solaire of Barhead, that's entry 981, Clear Lake Crystal 36K. Fourth in class from Clear Lake Solaire, entry 982, Clear Lake Katie 11K. Fifth in class, Clear Lake Solaire with entry 980, Clear Lake Kate 55K. Sixth in class from Care Farm Solaire of Thorhild with Care's Miss Pulled Coffee 3K. And seventh in class, DV Kaylee Girl 77K, that was entry 986 from Care Farm Solaire. Our class in the ring right now is class number 12. This is our senior yearling heifer division. Our senior yearling heifer division will be declared, and then we will have our overall champion yearling heifer following. So we would ask our top two from the previous class, class number 10, please be ringside.
And in Martin Deerline ring number 1, ready with comments on our single entry Galloway yearling class from Judge Raleigh Bateman.
Here's a really good representative of the Galloway breed. Lovely, lovely, lovely kind of a calf. End to end. Calf that you love, the length of quarter. Tremendous depth down through that stifle. And a bull that can get out and move. If there's a criticism, you would like to just change those legs just a little bit. He tends to come down on his foot, oversteps himself. But a tremendous kind of a yearling bull in any breed. Well done.
And congratulations to Robertson West Livestock, Brian Robertson of Caroline, Alberta with RWL Knockout 11K. Our January 23rd, 2022 born yearling Galloway bull is our yearling champion. Entry number 55, our Galloway yearling champion, being joined now by the bull calf and reserve bull calf champion. That's entry number 47, our bull calf champion for the Galloway breed, the April 11th born Big Deal Lad of Zeke, 22L, from Big Deal Galloways, the Horvies of Delburn, Alberta, who also have our reserve Galloway bull calf, entry number 48, Big Deal Let's Dream, 20L. In the ring now, our champion and reserve champion Galloway bull calves and our champion yearling. This is our grand champion Galloway bull drive. BMO Commercial Bank offers comprehensive services and industry expertise to meet unique needs. Many thanks to BMO Commercial Bank, sponsor of Farmfair International 2023. And we're ready with comments now from Judge Raleigh Bateman in our Galloway Grand Champion Bull Show.
You Galloway breeders should be very pleased and happy with the representatives you brought forth in this Galloway show. You have the yearling bull I just commented on, the tremendous length of spine. We go to the champion bull calf, a bull calf that's got tons of muscle and style galore. And he's going to be your grand champion. Galloway goes to the calf. The yearling will be your
And so, entry number 47 is our grand champion Galloway bull calf. That's Big Deal Lad of Zeke 22L. Zeke 28Z must be very proud today. Russell Horvey and the Horvey crew of Big Deal Galloway's entry number 47. The April 11th bull calf is our grand champion bull. Our reserve champion is Robertson West Livestock with RWL Knockout 11K. The January 23rd yearling bull for Robertson West Livestock of Caroline, Alberta, Brian Robertson, coming back in for our AOB Grand Champion as our reserve Grand Champion Galloway bull.
Over in ring number 12, we'll now have comments from Judge Wilson on our senior yearling heifers.
What a lovely female we have to start this class out with. If you're gonna make a pretty picture of one, this is one that still has all kinds of power, tremendous balance. She's really tidy through her chest floor. A female that's just got a lot of rib shape. She's really bold in her rib, really bold in her forerib. A female that you get in behind her, and again, doesn't disappoint you. She's tremendously wide pinned. A female that carries some muscle down into her stifle. She's a deep flanked female, and again, when she gets out on the move, it's just lovely to watch. She's got so much fluidity, so much right about this heifer, and very, very nice headed. Just a tremendous female to start this class out with. Really nice teat size, teat placement in her. I really do like this female that comes in behind her as well. She probably follows my top female as far as the kind of body shape that she's got, the amount of rib that she's got, and the balance that she carries. She's not quite as tidy through her front end, gets a little higher chime than this female on top of us. But man, I like the amount of rib that she's got. Again, she's very solid on the move, a female that's really solid top, attractive headed female. And she certainly, again, is very attractive enough fronted, but not quite as attractive as our top female. And I do like this female a lot. Real full-bodied female in behind this that's running in third there. I really do appreciate the kind of body shape and the boldness of rib this female's got. She's not quite as deep ribbed as the two females on top of her, but I really do like her. She's a female that's really solid top, got lots of springer ribs. She's really a long female. Certainly, again, can get out and track free and easy, and I really appreciate that about her. I would pick her pins up a little bit in a perfect world and again, deepen her down in comparison to what's on top of her. She's certainly deep enough, but again, in comparison to the two on top of her, that's where she gives up some power to them. The female that runs in behind, she's the oldest heifer in the class, certainly gives up some performance to these cattle on top today, but I like her. I like how solid top she is. Again, she's a bold enough ribbed female. Could you give her a little more depth to balance her up? Absolutely. Has she got enough? Absolutely she does. But she's running in with some tough heifers that have got quite a bit of performance and a little bit more to them than she's got, but I like her a lot. I do like the female that runs at the other end of this class as well. She's a really long body female, certainly outperforms the female that's on top of her, but she does give up some balance to these females. Gets a little bit where she wants to hawk in a little bit on the move, but I really do appreciate this female. She's a long-bodied female. She's got some rib shape about her, but again, she gives up a little bit of balance to some of these on top of her. Again, certainly a good female, just a real tough class and a really, really strong top end.
Thank you, Don. So our senior yearling champion from Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde with YFS, Miss Bethany, 47K, also exhibited by Dave Fluker. Your reserve champion, senior yearling heifer from Scattered Spruce Solaire, the Yakimchucks of Harry Hill with entry 991, YFS Kinley, 28K. Third in class, PW Kansas, 4K from PW Stock Farm. Fourth in class, GIT Performance Cattle with GIT Christie, 6K. That's entry 987. And fifth in class from PW Stock Farm, entry 990 with PW Kahlua, 3K. Our next class will declare our overall champion yearling heifer, but Rob, over to you. Single entry comments in ring number 1.
You bet. We have our Wagyu showing alongside our Blonde Aquitaine, and so we have comments from our judge on this single entry yearling Wagyu bull class.
Here's a young Wagyu bull that was out with a set of females. They come in off of grass. You really got to appreciate the breed for what they can do to enhance a carcass. He is a calf that can move, and I like how thick his thurl. You look at the thurl behind the cattle. If you have with the thurl, you're going to have easy calving. The pin set, you'd like to maybe drop it a little bit, but really a nice representative of the breed. And it's nice to have you here at Northlands.
And many thanks, Rolly. This January 24th, 2022 yearling bull is our yearling champion of the Blonde Aquitaine Wagyu show. This is Rush IRW 06KET for Ruth Rasha of Iron River, Alberta, Iron River Wagyu. Going to be joined now by the bull calf and reserve bull calf champion of our Blonde Aquitaine show. That would be entries 53 and 52, both from the Camelchuck family of Collinton and Little Creek Farms. Our bull calf champion, entry number 53, Little Creek Leopold 5L, and the reserve, entry number 52, Little Creek Lone Star 21L. And they're joining our champion Wagyu yearling, Rush IRW 06KET, from Iron River Wagyu of Iron River, Alberta, Ruth Racha. This is our final individual class of our AOB show, bull show, before we move into our Grand Champion Drive, where the Grand Champion Brony, Galloway, and from this about to be determined champion will be coming back in to figure out who represents AOB on Supreme Saturday. And we're ready with comments now on this final breed championship or interbreed championship from Rolly Bateman.
Here's an interbreed championship that I am privileged to be able to judge a French guy and an Asian guy. Different in their makeup, different in what they can do for the industry, but different to make some profit through your pocketbook. But the calf that's going to come forward is going to go with a blonde calf, just a calf that exudes quality of the breed. And then we're going to make reserve champion the Wagyu for the quality that he can bring to the industry, and it gives us a different look of the what a beef bull can do. Well done, exhibitor.
And so in our interbreed section over here in ring number 1, our Wagyu is our grand champion of the Wagyu and Blonde Aquitaine. Congratulations, entry 56, Rush IRW 06KET from Ruth Rasha and Iron River, Alberta's Iron River Wagyu. Our reserve grand champion is entry number 53, Little Creek Leopold 5L from the Camelchucks of Collinton. Other way around? Okay. So our Blonde Aquitaine is our grand champion, entry number 53, Little Creek Leopold 5L. The Wagyu is our reserve. I think Don Wilson is ready to make comments. Over to Red Dawn in show ring number 2.
Well, boy, wouldn't you be proud to be a Solaire breeder and have these 4 females in the divisional champion here? 50 years Solaire's have been in this country, and honestly, we hadn't seen a big Solaire show for quite a few years, and now we've seen one a couple of years in a row, and boy, it's impressive. They've come a long, long way from what they used to be. These cattle fit in the industry. They're really nice haired. They're cattle that are tremendously strong. As far as their conformation goes, they've always been pretty strong as far as being able to move and be solid that way. But I'll tell you, I'd be awfully proud if I was a breeder in this ring today. I like cattle that have got some rib, they've got some doability, have some hair, but we're also in a show, so it's nice to see when they're attractive, because we have to go out and work with these cattle every day. It's really nice when you like them. And I'll tell you, we've got 4 awfully strong individuals in here, but 2 that I think fit together really, really well. We're going to go with this red heifer for our divisional champion. I think she's just awfully, awfully good. You can paint her any color, and she's going to work in the industry, so congratulations. And then we're going to go to this black heifer on the front of the ring. I think she follows type and kind to that heifer just the most as far as attractiveness, body, balance, etc. So we're going to go with the black heifer for reserve. Congratulations.
Thank you, Don. So our overall champion yearling heifer is the entry from Tierra Sol Cattle Company from our senior division, entry 988. That's YFS Miss Bethany 47K, of course co-owned also with Dave Fluker. And our reserve overall yearling heifer, also an entry from Tierra Sol Cattle Company, entry 984, TSC Stewie's Glory 261K.
And in our Martin Deerline ring number 1 is our Grand Champion AOB Bull class, where we have our champions from each of the breeds representing in the ring. Our Grand Champion of the Blonde Aquitaine and Wagyu show is Little Creek Leopold 5L, entry number 53, from David and Janet Kamelchuk of Little Creek Farms at Collinton, Alberta. That is our Grand Champion Blonde Aquitaine, and our reserve Grand Champion of the Blonde and Wagyu show is the yearling Wagyu from Iron River Wagyu, Rush IRW 06KET from Ruth Racha of Iron River, Alberta. Entry number 43 is the Grand Champion of our Bronvy show. That's Swiss Tradition Lexus for Ian and Verena Petern of Leduc County, Alberta, and Swiss Tradition Bronvy. Our reserve champion, the yearling, Swiss Tradition Cash. Entry number 54, once again from the Petons of Swiss Tradition. And our Grand Champion of the Galloway breed is Big Deal Lad of Zeke 22L. Entry number 47 from the Horveys of Delburn, Alberta, Russell Horvey with Big Deal Galloways. Our reserve champion, entry number 55, RWL Knockout 11K from Robertson West Livestock of Caroline, Alberta. Once again, our Grand Champion AOB section determining who's going to be representing the AOB on Supreme Saturday. And we're ready now with comments from Raleigh Bateman, our judge.
Let's put our hands together and give these exhibitors a great round of applause, bringing us some good specimens of it, the representative breed. First time we get to have it. Wagyu, we have the Bronze, we have a Blonde. I got a girl that's all here in one ring. And we have breeding. If you notice, I picked my bull calves all to represent the breeds. They are similar. If you took and made them all abstracts, like the outline, they all look the same. Muscle, that within that chest floor, they have a twist that's full. They have a pelvis that's right. And with that, your champion, representing you, it's going to go Galloway. And your reserve shall be this beautiful Bronze calf. Well done.
So our Grand Champion Galloway is our Grand Champion AOB, and our reserve is our Bronvy. Congratulations, entries 47 and 43. Entry 47, Big Deal Lad of Zeke 22L from the Horvey crew at Big Deal Galloways at Delburn, Alberta. The Big Deal Lad of Zeke 22L is our Grand Champion AOB. Our reserve champion, entry number 43, Swiss Tradition Lexus for Ian and Verena Peden of Swiss Tradition Bronvy at Leduc County, Alberta. Our Grand Champion Bronvy is our reserve Grand Champion. Thank you, Miss Dawn, for being so patient with us. We have comments from Judge Dawn Wilson in our Big Solaire show on this single entry cow-calf class. Folks, here's Dawn.
What a lovely 2-year-old female we have in here. She's just the end of April, and she's got an end of May bull calf on her. Again, just a beautiful cutout of a female. You get in behind her. She's tremendously wide in her pin set. A female that has a lot of base in her, yet she has that bold rib shape. Tremendously beautiful front end. Her shoulder lays into her so nicely. Her head comes out of her so high, and yet her chest floor is so tidy, and yet she's still got some power in there. Just a tremendous female, and then you lay that under her with very nice teat size and teat placement, and man, she just makes a beautiful, beautiful female. She certainly has a very, very good bull calf in front of her as well, a calf that's got a lot of flank, a lot of body, a lot of style, a calf that's tremendous top. Again, he's so young, it's hard to say how much testicle they should or shouldn't have, but that's a tremendous, tremendous pair. So congratulations for bringing out an awfully good one.
Congratulations, girls. And our champion 2-year-old and advancing to the senior division championship is the entry from Tierra Soul Cattle Company, the Jones family of Clyde, with Clear Lake Jewelly 6J. That's entry 992 was your class winner. Our next class into the ring will be class number 16, mature cow. So we'd ask Haley and Kayla, don't go far, because our class after the mature will be the declaration of our senior championship.
And in ring number 1 now, we do have our Breeders' Herd class. This is where our exhibitors are bringing forth 4 animals that they have bred. They have to be listed as the breeder. It is required that both sexes are represented, so you need to have bulls as well as females. And of our 3 largest strings, all 3 of them are going to be in here for our breeders' herd. So we have representation from Big Deal Galloways, Robertson West Livestock, and Little Creek Farms for our judge, Raleigh Bateman, to evaluate and adjudicate. At this point, though, our AOB show has moved along really, really quickly. So to our people in the back, I'm not actually sure who's marshalling, but boy, oh boy, what a great job they've done. Folks, put your hands together for our AOB marshals. They've done a fantastic job for us.
Well, Rob, I would say that ringmen and marshals have some of the most important jobs in show ring management, and we'd also like to acknowledge Brian Kimmel and Hannah Gregoire, who are our ringmen for the National Solaire Show, as well as Werner and Debbie Grunke, who are our marshals in the back. Thank you to our amazing volunteers that give of their time. We'd also like to thank Gar Williams and Heidi Vogely Bleeker.
Imagine, folks, Brian Kimmel in a Solaire show ring. You couldn't have a celebration show without that being the case. Russell, he becomes a grand champion and he thinks he owns the world. Can get away with murder. So folks, in our ring number 1, this is our breeders' herd class. Just to let our exhibitors know, it's a little more convenient for us to follow this class with our get of sire. So once our judge has determined 1st through 4th placing in our breeders' herd, we'll ask you to add to delete for your get of sire. But once our breeders' herd class is placed, we will be announcing our winners of Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. So folks, be on the edge of your seat. Just after we see who wins Breeders' Herd, we'll be announcing our Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. Those are based on the points calculated for all the animals that have shown in the string of each of our exhibitors and whether or not they were the breeder and or the exhibitor of each of those animals, all the way from our heifer calves through to our yearling bulls. Bow Valley Genetics offers IVF at both of their locations, with their IVF lab being in-house at Brooks. The in vitro fertilization is an innovative way to add genetic value to your program. We're very proud of Bow Valley Genetics' sponsorship of Farmfair International. And we also want to thank Be Clean Northern Alberta, the official sponsor of the Honey Show. One of the highlights of Farmfair International for a number of years. Just head on over to the hall that features the honey and you'll acknowledge the sponsorship of Be Clean Northern Alberta, official sponsor of the Farmfair International Honey Show. Reed Rigney has done an amazing job of being a ring man for our AOB show. And he's going to be able to present the ribbons here shortly on behalf of his little buddy Wyatt. But first we're going to hear comments on our final big class of our AOB show from Judge Raleigh Bateman.
Probably the most important class at any show should be your breeder's herd. You look for cattle that are representative of your breeding program, of your breed's genetics, and what they can offer. You want cattle that are sound, that are easy to look at, because if you go into the barn to feed, they gotta be pretty, or to your liking of pretty. First in the breeder's herd is gonna go to the brown Swiss, cattle that are just all the same, lots of bone, lots of performance. Second place will go to the very nice set of 4 baby calves.
You want to play for all?
So the Brondys are first. This set of calves, Galloway calves, will be second in breeder's herd. Third will be the Galloway cattle.
We'll now have comments on our class of mature cows from Judge Don Wilson.
Well, this is a very close placing on these top 2 for me. We've got a really long-bodied cow with a really long-bodied calf in front of her. I do prefer the balance and the teat placement, teat size on this cow that runs on top of this class. She does give up some mass to that cow in behind her, but I'm going to go with the cow that I just do prefer the udder on today. I still really appreciate this female, and she's young. She's just a 3-year-old in this class. Again, very attractive through her front end and through her shoulder and her head. Certainly moves out well enough. Again, very, very long-bodied. You could make her a little more solid top. She does want to drop a little bit in the middle of her back, but I do appreciate her. And again, a real big calf in front of her, and I appreciate the job that she's doing. This is really my kind of cow that comes in second. I really like how full-bodied she is, full-muscled, a female that I really appreciate, that she's soft-made, really attractive. She's got lots of strength in her, and a big, powerful bull calf in front of her. But I would like to refine those teats and maybe place them a little bit different. I do understand that she's dry, but you know, we have to look at the long term of these cattle. But I love this pair as well. I'm just gonna, as I said, go with the cow that's just got a little more refinement in her teats and a little more balance in her udder. I really appreciate the calf that's on this cow that runs at the end of this class. This is just a March heifer calf, and I think these breeders have done a tremendous job with this pair, because I think the calf is better than the cow, and that's really shows you the strength of the breeding that they've done here, because that's a really nice March heifer calf. She's got a lot of balance, she's got a lot of flank in her, an attractive fronted female, and the cow is nice. There's nothing wrong with this cow. She's a nice uddered cow, nice teat size and teat placement. She does get a little frailer in her bone structure and a little frailer in behind in comparison to these cows on top of her. But I really appreciate her, and I really appreciate the job she's doing on a very good heifer calf. Tremendous class, certainly some differences in types and kind, but I really appreciate all of them.
Thank you, Don. So moving off in first place, the entry from Scattered Spruce Solaire, that's YFS SSS Miss Cavalier 51H. Second in class, the entry from PW Stock Farms, PW Fiona 17F. And third in class, the entry from Care Farm Solaires with Care's Miss Polled Edna 10E. So we'll ask our single entry class winner from Tierra Sol to please make their way to the ring to declare class number 17, our senior champion female.
And in ring number 1, our full placings on our breeders herd class, our champion breeders herd was Swiss Tradition Bronvy, entry number 61, our champion breeders herd. Ian and Verena Peden of Leduc County, Alberta's Swiss Tradition Bronvy was our champion breeders herd. Our reserve champion breeders herd was Russell Horvey and the Horvey family of Delburn, Alberta, and Big Deal Galloway's entry number 58 was our reserve champion breeders herd. Entry number 59 placed third, and entry number 60 placed fourth. In our ring now is our Get of Sire classes. Our exhibitors added to or deleted for their Get a Sire. And we do want to acknowledge, and it's too bad they're no longer in the ring, but would representatives of Swiss Tradition Braunvieh please come forward? Swiss Tradition Braunvieh are, in 2023, the champion premier breeder and premier exhibitor of our AOB show. Many congratulations to Ian and Verena Peden, our premier breeder and premier exhibitor of the AOB show. I believe we have banners for you, Ian and Verena, so if you'd please come forth to accept those, we would love to congratulate you. Welcome, Edmonton Farmfair fans. Book through Edmonton's best hotels. Rewards with every booking on your next trip to Edmonton. Farmfair International is proud of the sponsorship from Edmonton's best hotels.
Here's a breeder, the burn, get a sire. Get a sire. Class complete, I understand from the ringman. We're going to go with this center set for get a sire. Uniformity. It's just like peas in a pod. Tremendously even. They have that exceptional length of spine, quarter, just the right kind of Galloway. Well, second is going to go down to those blonde girls, just in uniformity of type. This great big 2-year-old just doesn't fit the good pair of calves. So you're going to be third today.
And in Martin Deerline ring number 1, we do have placings on our Get a Sire. Our champion Get a Sire is entry number 66, Robertson West Livestock, the Galloway outfit of Brian Robertson of Caroline, Alberta. Our reserve champion is David Kamelchuk and family of Collinton, Alberta, with the Little Creek Farms Blonde Aquitaine. And in third spot, Big Deal Galloways. From Delburn, Alberta, the Horvey family with their Galloways. We do have now our Progeny of Dam. Entry number 64 is a scratch from Progeny of Dam, so we'll just have 2. But I do believe that our Judge Don Wilson in show ring number 2 and our Big Deal Solaire show is ready to make comments. Folks, here's Judge Wilson.
Well, this is a tremendous championship. We've got some awfully good cows in this ring, cattle that I really do appreciate. As I said before, man, how this breed has done so well. And that's why they've been here for 50 years. I'm going to go with the young 2-year-old to be senior champion female. She's just tremendously good. She's really my kind. She's bold in her rib shape. She's got some muscle and some dimension. And then again, she's very young April with a very young May calf. And I'll tell you, that calf is no slouch himself at that age to have that kind of performance and mass and still attractiveness and some muscle shape about him. I just really do appreciate that. And then we're obviously going to go with the 3-year-old in behind her for reserve senior. And again, I appreciate so much about this cow. She's tremendously long, really does transmit that to her heifer calf that looks just like her. Congratulations to everyone. This is a really strong championship.
Congratulations to Tierra Soul Cattle Company, Clear Lake Jewelly. 6J is our senior champion. And our reserve senior champion goes to the entry from Scattered Spruce Solaire, YFS SSS Miss Cavalier 51H. Congratulations to our 2 exhibitors. Of course, they will advance back to our champion overall drive. But our next class will be our junior heifer calves, class number 18.
Unfortunately, we are down to 1 Progeny of Dam. Oh, they come. Oh, okay. Just a quick comment. Progeny dam, really important. You'd like to own the mama cow that can produce 2 daughters this good that can both come to town. Well done, Galloway folks.
And in Martin Deerline, ring number 1, our champion progeny of dam is Robertson West Livestock. Brian Robertson of Caroline, Alberta, entry number 63, is our champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote for our AOB show of Farmfair International 2023. Many thanks to our judge, Rolly Bateman, Reed Rigney, who has done an amazing job as our ringman, and the folks working out back as our marshals did an absolutely fantastic job of bringing them all in and keeping the ones that needed to be here for ensuing classes. A great show that AOB has given us, and we'll be moving into our Speckle Park show in just a few moments' time here in Martin Deerline, ring number 1. Thanks to our AOB folks. We'll move now into our Speckle Park show in just a few moments' time. As Edmonton's destination management and marketing organization, Explore Edmonton drives visitation year-round and elevates the Edmonton experience. The organization is proud to produce its signature events, K-Days, Farmfair International, and the Edmonton Pro Rodeo, as well as stewarding urban agriculture within the Edmonton Urban Farm. Learn more about how they help this city shine at exploreedmonton.com. We do also want to acknowledge Big Deal Galloway as our premier breeder and premier exhibitor for the Galloway show. Russell Horvey and team, the premier breeder and premier exhibitor of the Galloway show.